welcome to Tales of Winternock, Tales of Cybil's Spear, Book 2, Chapter 2. Turn off my audio on my side so I'm not hearing myself in double time, but alright. So, this is our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver, as always. I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our players, Jeff, Ernie, Dustin, Conrad, and AJ. First, throw out apologies for some technical difficulties that we had some last session. We tried to do too much, and we paid the price in lag, and so we've scaled some things back. Hope tonight goes a lot smoother, and that it's a good experience for everybody going forward. So, for those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube at the link in the About section of our Twitch channel. Also like to direct you to our Discord server to interact with the players. That link is also in the About section. We may have some guest spots in future episodes. Always looking for people to fill those spots, as well as just, get to know the people that are watching our stream. Feedback, positive, negative, random comments about random things. We'd like to have you join us and hang out. So, before we get started, I'd like to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambient sound effects and music, which will hopefully be working smoothly tonight. That was another one of our tech issues last week. And Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Tales of Winternock's not affiliated with any of these companies other than the use of their products. Previously on the Tale of Cybil's Spear. The party entered into the Life Day Deathmatch Battle Royale at the Warrior Kings Arena and fought through 2 rounds of grueling battle against opponents, some weaker and some stronger, ultimately facing off against the Flames of Ursilia in the championship match, where they defeated them with only losing one party member in the process. No worries, everybody. That party member is still alive. Salinas did not go away. Just took a brief rest in the middle of the session. But after collecting their winnings of 1,500 gold pieces, they headed back to the Fool's Rest Tavern and Inn, where they got to know the other party, Flames of Ursilia, as well as getting to celebrate a little bit of Life Day. And ultimately, our session was cut a little bit shorter than we had expected, due to the lag issues, and so we picked back up in Fool's Rest Tavern, where Salinas is exiting his room and returning to the main area of the tavern, a few packages in tow, looking for his compatriots.
So, who would I run into first, coming down the stairs from the rooms up there?
First one you would probably spot would be Alfred.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Coming down stairs has 4 various sized packages along with him. And when he comes up, Alfred, happy Life Day. He pulls a kind of long oblong package out from underneath his arm.
Oh, Selena's happy Life Day.
Oh, it's wrapped in red paper. Has pictures of gears printed on it. The black ribbon and the name card. It's to Alfred on his little gear.
Oh, you got me something for Life Day?
Of course.
Oh, you really shouldn't. He didn't have to. I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you in return.
It's fine.
Back home, we're not really much of a gift-giving sort of group, we sort of just gather around and eat a lot of food, but thank you. Can I open it now?
Yeah, of course.
Um,
With go for it.
yeah, Alfred will. Is there like a table, like anything clear, or are they just like packed to the brim?
There's a spot. You're a couple feet away from the bar, and there's a
Okay.
spot there up at the bar you could go over to.
Yeah. Alfred will like place it on the bar, and sort of like not so carefully, but not like animalistic. He'll just sort of like make one tear and then sort of like part it as he goes along. Um, what does he find on the inside?
Well, with our that we always celebrated Life Day was also with food. We would give each other food, and so what Alfred finds inside is some baklava, a section with pistachios, a section with almonds, and a section with walnuts.
Alfred will go ahead and take one of the baklava like in his hand and like hold it up, like steady it in the light a bit, or like by one of the torches. Um, he'll give a curious sniff. Thank you. What are these? I've never seen something like this before.
Well, it's called a baklava. It's something from we make for Life Day. It's nuts and pastry and syrup and spices, and it's very tasty.
Um, yeah, Alfred will give it a try, and wow, that is such a unique and interesting, like, it's so sweet and so like it's kind of savory as well. I really like it.
I'm glad.
Thank
really
you so
know-
much.
I
I'll have to
really-
show you some of my own pastries from back home.
I would love that.
Um, are you looking to go out to the bonfire outside?
I will probably. I have a couple more to drop off, but I'll see you out there. And
Oh yeah, understood. I'll see you out there.
you just
Alright.
kind of give Alfred kind of like a pat on the back.
Yeah, Alfred will go ahead and like sit on one of the bar stools. He'll grab another drink, and he'll like start like curiously like trying out all the little baklava.
You get a couple other people at the bar just kind of like eyeing the stuff you got in front and then looking at the stuff they got. Nobody makes any move to try and steal your stuff, but there's definitely some jealous individuals around at the table or at the bar.
Is
Salinas is
Cybil?
your.
Oh, sorry. Is Cybil around?
I don't know, you tell me.
I would have Cybil around. Yes. Okay. Um, Alfred will take a bite, and like with the like last little bit, he'll like try and like look at everyone around, and he'll like try and like just like slide it into Cybil without anyone noticing.
Oh, without anybody noticing, slide a hand check. We'll get our roll to start things off for the night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A roll. Roll to start.
Warm up the rolls.
Pretty good.
I have a decent bonus at least.
Decent. Plus 8. Yeah, I'll give that as a decent. Yeah. Don't notice anybody. It doesn't seem like anybody noticed. Feel like you did it pretty stealthily.
Give her a pat on the head, and that'll be me.
Alright, Selena's looking out around the room. The next person you would spy would be Jofridir. Kind of just moving about. Jofridir, how many drinks we holding?
Double hissing.
Okay. I figured I didn't want to presume, so.
Well, there's still the question of how many is in each fist.
Oh, there's just one in each fist, but who knows how many I've already drank.
Fair,
Good
fair.
That's
question.
the real
How many
question.
has everybody each drank at this point in time. And what are we drinking tonight?
How long have we been in the tavern?
At this point in time, maybe an hour.
Alfred would have, at the point of Selena's getting to him, that would have been the start of his second drink. And he would have been drinking just like very low, like ale. Like he's not pounding anything like hard tonight.
All right.
He wants to remember the night a little bit.
Kiesel's on his third, like, as to the point of going up to the bar to get more would be number 3, so I'm 2 deep. But these are like Yofridir. These are like pitchers. These are like festive, so I wouldn't say drunk, but I can get there.
Salinas has had the one initial drink that got the round for everyone, and then he left to go gather up the presents, so he's only had one so far.
Okay.
Zedru's in the same boat. He would have had a sip, like been sipping on the same kind of first initial drink of mead.
Salinas, what are you drinking?
Yeah, just the ale, mead, whatever was in the
Okay.
mugs when we got the first time.
All right, Yofridir.
So are we talking about like this size mud or like the big party muds?
Party
When I envision Gofridir having a mug in his hand, it's like that one you had 2 weeks ago, a couple sessions ago.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh, he just has it. Oh,
He just has it on hand.
He just has it.
this one.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
so that'd
appreciate
probably
that.
be number 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay.
Yep, number 3 and number 4.
Oof.
Well, we're talking double portions, like 32 ounce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
something like that.
Let's see. I think I have all your guys' con modifiers. Ooh, Zedru's the lightweight.
Decent.
No. We don't need to.
What kind of person doesn't max out their con?
I made a
Say
Same
with
road.
a
guy that
14.
puts a higher intel than his wisdom score, despite being a wisdom caster.
Hey, we're not judging here.
I've made a road with a negative con before, so that was pretty fun. It was a -2.
It's cheaper to buy drinks for.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
I remember I got knocked out like 3 times in one combat due to poison and stuff like that. And yeah, they tried to bring me back.
What was your level 10 HP? Like 30?
7.
I only got that hit up to level 6 before that campaign ended, so.
Okay. Salinas and Zedru, since you are just Zedru, you're not through the first one. So Zedru, you don't have to roll, but everybody else, I need a con save. DC 9. Nothing too tough here.
I nearly made a dex save.
I would have had to roll literally a 2,
DC
or
9?
like a 1 to fail.
Yeah, DC 9.
Nice.
Good way to do it, Alfred.
Wow.
I mean, that feels on brand for Alfred, to
Yeah.
be fair.
beats it, I guess.
Like he feels the gunk right here. He could vomit, but he's not going to.
Like every sip you take.
No, this is
you
just
see
whether
it
you have any
face.
effects. This isn't even vomiting yet. This is just
Oh.
how much are you feeling it. So, okay, Alfred, you're on number 2. Salinas, you just finished your one, but Kiesel and Yofridir, give me another one. Unless you move to higher quantities.
It was almost a nap
Dang,
one.
y'all.
It's just been another
Alright.
night.
All right, so that gets you through your 2. Unless you move to harder stuff, it'll just be DC 9s, because we're just talking average strength ale. But then we get some fun stuff after that, so feel free.
Feel free.
Right.
All right, so Yofridir, double fist and walking amongst the crowd, just kind of spying what everybody else is drinking, what food people have picked up, trying to figure out where everything's from. But he's not too far away from you, maybe 10 feet. Salinas.
Kind of excuse myself away from Alfred and walk over and say, Jofrid dear, happy life day.
Ah, happy holiday to you too. How was your night?
Good so far. You enjoying your drinks?
Ah, so far it's just the beginning of the night. There's plenty more to come.
Well, I'm sure. I'm going to pull out a two wrapped package. Have like a wave print on it. A gray ribbon. Little name tag to Jofrid dear, shape of a battle axe. Happy life day. And hand him the package.
You ever just gonna take his cups, stack them, and just set them like right in between us so no one can like hit them? Ah, and he's just gonna rip it open. What's in the box?
See a variety of dried meats and jerkies, and you immediately get hit with like, this is at least one of these varieties is very spicy, and the rest have other kinds of herbs and spices and flavors on them.
Yeah, he's gonna take a big old whiff from the box. Oh, it smells amazing. He's gonna take the piece and just bite out of one. Mmm, tastes like home. Thank you very much for that. I
Yes.
normally back home we give gifts as well, but I didn't have much time to prepare. But I greatly appreciate it.
Glad that I chose well.
Well, I do hope to see you enjoying the rest of your night and perhaps around the bonfire later as well.
Of course. Kind of like going for like a handshake with him, like the full forearm arm shake.
Yeah, he'll return it. And then he'll kind of stash the box away, pick up his cups, and you'll see him. Like at first, like he was like super cherry and everything, but he kind of like seems to calm down a little bit, and he's like, "I'll meet you all outside."
Sounds good. Um, where I spot next?
He's so
Tearing.
Oh no.
Oh,
So I think you spot Kiesel next.
He's very deep in thought.
oh, we can say I spot Kiesel next. Walk over, intercept Kiesel on his way up to the bar.
What's Kiesel doing?
We would just be getting there. I was talking to her about a lot of the Avaria stuff, which we got up broke, and then went to go get some more drinks.
Right, so you'd be walking up to the bar, you'd spot Alfred picking out some baklava. There's a group sort of like crowded around him, but you can spot like a little bit of a break where everyone has like shifted over to the right hand side. Hey, Silver.
Sorry about that. Looks like I'm going to
Hear
have
you.
issues tonight. So
Oh no.
I'm choosing crazy.
I have to do the thing if someone drops from the call. I have to disconnect and reconnect, otherwise I can't hear what they're saying.
Okay, I thought that was
Well,
timing.
so it's Alfred and Kiesel at the bar. Was Salinas on approach?
Yeah, Alfred has a little group around him. I'm seeing as like they're looking at the baklava. So Cybil's next to him. So there's like a little break on the left hand side where Kiesel can walk up and grab some more drinks for him and his new friend. His new drinking buddy.
Indeed.
Kiesel,
Yes, friend. Would you like some meat? I was just gonna get another round for us.
yes, I would probably get another one. But first, the top of the stack and pulls a purple and red striped package with a gold ribbon and a little name tag. It has 2 Kiesel, the little shape of a shield with 2 glaives crossed. Says, Happy Life Day.
Oh, Salinas, you rascal! You shouldn't have. Oh, I feel so like a loser almost. I didn't get you anything. I didn't get anybody anything. But should I open this now or?
You sure? Go for it.
Kiesel whips out his knife, cleans it real quick, and he kind of looks at Salinas and opens it up.
Inside you'll see a variety of rye bread and churros with powdered sugar and honey and a couple of different sauces to dip in.
Oh, this is something. Pull out some of the sweetened bread and just that is authentic. I don't yeah. And Kiesel will go in, grab Salinas with his extended reach, and put him in a headlock and just give him a good hug, give him a little squeeze, give him a little one of these, furl up his hair a little.
So, yes, you're welcome. Yes.
Oh, wow. Do you want a drink? I feel so empty-handed.
No, yes, I would be happy to have a drink. Thank you, Kiesel.
And I'll turn over to the bar, directing my attention and motion for one extra one, as the 2 were already kind of on their way.
We're gonna need another keg.
That's what I like to hear.
Not knowing how much of what I said before I disconnected got through before I got disconnected. Just for scenery and knowing what is going on about you, since this is Honoria's establishment and she has a casino that's down underground below this and has now been kind of opened up to the public, there is a decent amount of gambling going on at the tables as well, or at least gaming. You don't necessarily know whether there's a whole lot of betting. It's not like organized. But yeah, if you hear cheers, that's what the cheers are.
Someone's having a good night. All right.
And so Salinas will go back in for like a proper hug. Give Kiesel a squeeze.
Kiesel will reciprocate.
Zitri is. Oh,
You're still here, and we're not spending Life Day in that infernal tavern.
Or, we're spending it in all. We could be in some shallow grave half across the world. So, every day truly is a blessing.
To that.
Hopefully
we should speak tomorrow. Have some new things we should talk about in regards to that.
Definitely. I've been reading a lot of books lately. So
impressive, considering you.
Well, it's been a while since I've had to actually do some studying. So reading is. I needed something out of the books, so.
Right. Well, I will see you out by the bonfire. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll be there.
Break off and try and find Zedri. Haven't spotted him yet on the tables.
What's Zedri doing?
Zedri would have just kind of like sparked up a little bit of conversation with Deeren, if possible.
Yeah. I think you had a brief conversation with him earlier in the evening as he was tending to his hat.
Yes. And Zedri had promised him a drink, so he's going to head over to the bar and honestly probably run into the others as he's trying to get Deeren a refill.
He pleasantly enjoys his drink, and you guys are having a nice chat. It's, Salinas, you catch sight and find them at one of the few tables. They were actually able to manage to get one. As you walk up, Deeren and Zedri are already engaged in a pretty light conversation. Yeah, well then that's where I got my new hat. Before, still poking a finger through the hole in the top, just dismayed a little bit. It's like, you're gonna have to get this fixed, but yeah, it's a gift from the Emperor.
I'm very sorry about that. And as I said before, if possible, I could probably get one of my friends to go ahead and assist you with it. And Zedri will turn around, kind of scanning to see if he can find either Alfred or Salinas in like the crowd.
Salinas is probably approaching you at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Salinas, great. I had a question for you.
All right.
Would you be willing to assist Deeren in fixing his hat? Because there's kind of a hole in it, and I'm not inclined towards mending fabrics like you are.
Oh, sure, I can probably do that. I'm gonna take it and go cast mending. Kind of.
Splendid, that's great. He takes it back from you. Can't put his finger back through it. Positions it back on his head and just kind of sits back. Big smile across his face as he goes and downs the rest of the most recent drink Cedric has provided him.
Idri, I had something for you as well.
Oh, okay.
Salinas will pull out his last package. It's a little bit smaller. It's wrapped in red, kind of a flame design on it. A lavender ribbon. Little name tag. It says to Zedri, shaped like a phoenix. Happy Life Day.
Oh, thank you so much. I apologize, but I did not get you a gift. And he'll kind of set it down and just start like slowly going through the like edge of the wrapping paper because he would like to preserve it if possible.
That's fine. I am not have to.
Well, the least I could do is there's going to be a like a fire pit outside, and it would be great if we could all kind of meet out there.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, at
That's
that
great.
point, he's
I'll go out there. Just excuses himself.
Cedric just kind of sits there as he takes his finger through like the last edge of it, and it kind of just like unfurls. What does he find inside?
You'll find a variety of little hard candies and caramels and individually wrapped in some shiny, colored foil. Like a whole big variety.
Great. He'll unwrap one, kind of setting it aside with the wrapping paper, and then he's just going to toss it in and just full on crunch it. That's really good, actually. Where did you get these from? Did you make them?
Oh, there it is. No, never really picked that up from my mother. No, best I can do is a nice pot of coffee on the campfire. No, these are from a store over in the
Root district.
Jim, what's the root district? There it is. That's the one I was looking for. In the root district.
Oh, nice. He's already like unwrapping a second one and kind of like plopping it in. Well, thank you so much for these. I appreciate it. I'll try to return the favor, I guess.
How about the favor by bringing me outside? Offers a hand to help pull him up. The chair?
Absolutely. Yeah. And Zedri will go ahead and head outside with Salinas.
You guys fall in behind Mila is kind of like abandoned. Kiesel took her drink and is heading outside. As she had made reference to heading out to the bonfire thing just before they went up to get drinks. And looking around, kind of just taking in the sights as you guys all move about the tavern. Gilfredir seems to have slipped back into the crowd somewhere. Nobody's got eyes on him. Kiesel and Alfred, you're left together at the bar. Salinas and Zedri making your way outside.
Kiesel would be going through with his dagger, and any smaller bits of the bread or churros, just kind of like how a caveman would use chopsticks, just kind of poking them and.
Fair.
Alfred was a lot more reserved in front of Salinas, but once Salinas is out of eyesight, he begins to he devours like half the package in terms of quantity, and he sort of looks around at everyone with his mouth full, both cheeks kind of full with a different type of baklava, and then he'll sort of try and get that down. Close up the package, store it away, gather up Cybil, and sort of scanning around looking to see if there's anyone else still around that he can spot. I guess Kiesel's still... he'll try and tag along with Kiesel before he loses sight of him.
Kiesel, you headed somewhere? As you're daggering your way through your box?
If I see that the general crowd is making the way for the exit, I would infer that it's because the bonfire is starting.
Yeah, looking out, the front doors have just been propped open this whole time, so when you guys arrived, the sun was, getting pretty low in the west, starting to set for the night. At this point in time, you can barely see. There's a little bit of an orange glow over the far-off rooftops and stuff, but mostly in a shade, mostly because of the wall for 6 bells. Prevents you being able to see the sun once it gets too low. But definitely getting darker, getting to the point where you would expect a bonfire to be started. As to the crowd itself, it's about a 50-50 split. About half the groups, half the people seem to be just enjoying their drinks and whatever activities they're doing at their tables. But there's a good crowd of people that are starting to move their way out. Many of them being replaced by other people trying to get in, hearing the call that there might be some free drinks in here.
Yeah, I'll kind of move to see what's going outside, so I would be kind of gathering my stuff and kind of making way, especially if I see any party members leave, or at least not in the area.
Kiesel, there's a bonfire outside. We gotta go see it.
Yes, in fact, I was just on my way to check it out.
Excellent idea. Praise be in furnace.
Yes, big bonfire, big in furnace.
And Alfred,
Kiesel, and Jofrid are giving con saves again.
Now I'm 3 drinks, so... Dang it.
Ooh,
I was a nat 20.
praise be in furnace.
Linus is working through a second one. Do you need him to make a Save 2.
I was going with you're probably still okay because you've been talking to everybody and trying to hand out your packages, so you're still a little bit just getting started there. Yofredir, man, played it as close as you could there. Might want to move
That's
on to
the
some
limit.
heavier stuff and have a little more fun with it. But
Oh, jeez.
you all succeed, so everybody's doing okay. Just not even really getting to a buzz state. You're just kind of there. It's water for that part, for the most part. All right,
So
so
what-
those of you that are heading outside, as you reach the entrance to the tavern, I see that the bonfire, they've stopped putting more and more wood into it. You recall seeing all the people kind of like contributing to the bonfire pile, contributing scrap wood and other lumber, but now people are starting to work on getting it started. Doesn't look like they're having any difficulties, just getting going and working through the process. Sorry, Alfred, I interrupted you.
Oh no, I was. It's fine. Kisa, what do you have there?
Box that Salinas gave me with a whole bunch of different foodies and sweets and bread and for Life Day.
Yeah, he gave me one too, but yours is a lot different than mine. Mine was kind of smaller pastries that are made with a lot of nuts and whatnot, but oh, that's so sweet. He made everything sort of for everyone in their own way.
Yeah, it really felt very personal. The foods that I would be eating, would these be something that I would recognize, or are these just a different assortment of sweets?
Let me look back at what you got here.
I figured the baklava was just foreign enough.
Not really things that would be familiar to you. Not necessarily like you would know of them. You just wouldn't be something that would have been any sort of a basic available at any regular time back home or any of your travels. Most of that stuff you would recognize as being more common to Rakul, to the southeast of where you're from. But because of the mountain dividing the two countries, don't have a whole lot of bleed over there. But you would also know that that's where Mila has indicated she is from your conversation earlier.
Well, she didn't want any, so she's not getting any. Yeah, I've never had anything like this for Life Day. Usually it's like a lamb or like a veal over like an open fire pit, or you find your way to a bar and you spend like a day or two there. But this is probably the nicest thing I've ever received in my life. At least one of them,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. We have a lot of like soups and stews and fishes, and then we do have some desserts, like we do have pastries, but they're more like they're more coconut based. So
Oh, it's very
lots
exotic.
yeah. It's an import that we only get for, Life Day and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm used to eating like a lot of breads and like a lot of, it's very steppe plainsy where I'm from, so bread is everywhere. But this is just nice different types of sugars and everything. I will try my best not to absolutely devour this in an hour. Might be good for some rations.
Oh, you're a stronger man than I. I've already devoured half of my package. I couldn't help myself.
Well, if there's anything that could be dehydrated, I'm sure some of these churros or pieces of bread could definitely be
Bless you.
Dehydrated. I don't think I sneezed. They could be dehydrated or something in an oven and turned into like little sweet crackers and, rations. Or I could wake up in the middle of the night and just eat the rest of the box. It's honestly anybody's telling.
I think you should do the latter, but first put it away so we can go out and have a nice Life Day bonfire.
Oh yes, and as he says, put it away. I'm gonna take one more like sweet out and kind of start chewing on it. And then we'll both head out in tandem.
All right. As the two of you are a little bit more delayed in getting out there, then the fire is just starting up. And so the bonfire getting going. The nice crackle of the wood as it snaps and pops. And the smell of the smoke kind of filling everybody's nostrils. Kind of akin to just a really big campfire. Everybody's decent-sized crowd. Say 50 plus people that are kind of all filled in around this bonfire. People, those that have musical talents, have their instruments out or playing together in small groups, singing songs. Some you pick up as being kind of religion based, singing to different gods. Others that are just more general merriment festival type tunes. You do also catch sight of some other activities going on. As Hazel, you find Mila again, not next to you, but further into the crowd as she is proceeding to wrestle and beat down some other human guy that she just found who decided to pick a fight with the wrong person. Doesn't really give the vibe of it was aggressive, let's be violent. More so, this is some sort of competition that's going on.
Kiesel will put his hood up and kind of blend in with the rest of the crowd, which the cloak, as I'm putting the hood up, is going to shift to more of a darker brown beat look. Just to kind of help blend in with the general populace here. Avoid getting my ass kicked.
Neofridir, what are you up to?
Yeah, I'm just sitting off somewhere, still in view of the fire, just finishing off the rest of my drinks. Probably got myself a bottle of something else now too, so.
Alright. Cedric and Salinas?
Salinas would probably have, after the bonfire started up, pulled out his fiddle and joined in with some of the other people. With the music making.
Alright. Alfred, as you're kind of taking in the sight of everything that's going on, Kiesel throwing his hood up, and you catch sight of Salinas playing some music. You feel a just polite, like simple little like touch on your back, and then there's like a tug on the back of your shirt.
Alfred will turn around and hello?
You turn around, you're greeted by the sight of a very familiar human woman that you've spent a decent amount of time with during your time here in Six Bells, both before this last trip and after, as Masa is standing there, a little bit kind of meek and uncomfortable in this large crowd, but just, you did well.
Awesome. What are you're out very far. Happy Life Day.
You know, you mentioned you were going to be fighting in the battle, royal, whatever the thing was, but I decided I better go watch. I mean, working together and everything. So, yeah.
Did you like what you saw?
Oh, yeah, there was some great things you were doing out there. I didn't really care about the rest, but that the thing where you made your friend large, and then the other things that you were shooting and healing, and it was splendid. It was splendid. Um, yeah, it was great, great. But yeah, she's just kind of like looking around and just getting uncomfortable every time people get near her. It's like, but
What?
I just thought I would tell you that you did well, and then maybe I had some things that I thought maybe after what I saw that maybe you might be able to
You want me to
get.
come take a look at something?
Well, no. I made some notes here, some just kind of working out some stuff, some diagrams and stuff. I'm trying to come up with exactly how to power our little project. Just kind of just like looking around, doesn't want to say anything in front of anybody. Um, really looking skeptical at Kiesel with his hood up over there. Just you know, keeping kind of quiet. I don't want to say anything around. There's could be spies anywhere, but um, the conserving the power part. I was hoping that maybe you could kind of like work on that, and yeah, it's all explained in the notes. Um, I think it should. Yeah, it should make sense. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, sure. We've been working together for a while. I'm sure you can make out my notes. It'll be okay. And she goes to just like it sticks a piece of paper in your hand and like waits for you to close and put it away. And she will not remove her hand from your hand until you move it to another location that's secure.
He goes into the bag of holding, and like I show her the bag of holding, and like she knows what a bag of holding is.
That's good. Nobody else has access to that, right?
No, it's on my person at all times. No worries. Thank you for coming out. This is I'm very excited to work on this. Thank you again, actually, for coming to see come see us. I'm glad you got to see everything that, well, not quite everything, but a good amount of what we were able to do.
Oh, I know you probably could do all sorts of other things, but yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no,
Don't
you
want
need to
get
get
caught
on.
Yeah.
Do you need help getting back, or?
No, I'll just find my way, and she just starts walking away.
Oh, goodbye.
And it doesn't take very long before you can't see her anymore. Don't know where she went. She must have slipped into the shadows somewhere. You aren't the most perceptive of individuals, but still, you thought you had a pretty good beat on her.
Yeah, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Oh.
Dirty 20. You keep an eye on her for a pretty long while, but then she ducks into an alley and disappears.
Alfred will shake his head and turn to Kiesel. Kiesel, can you help me out with something?
Yeah, what do you need?
Well, you've got such a long reach. Can you grab one of the pieces of wood that's on fire, like something about yay big that you could throw?
For what?
Just trust me.
Can I inconspicuously, or can I try to just grab a piece of wood, particularly one that is sticking out, not on fire, but that the other end that is towards the fire is on fire, so I don't burn my hand?
You really didn't want to monkey paw that.
No, I'm trying to be as specific as possible.
I will say you don't need to make a perception check to find a piece. You can find a piece relatively easy. Inconspicuously, but we'll do it as a sleight of hand. for picking the piece out there and attempting to do it so nonchalantly that nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm not gonna be like, I'm just gonna, I work here. I work here. That's what I'm
Supposed
doing.
to be here.
Sleight of hand.
Your hood goes into a high vis.
Yeah, like the way it
So-
reflects the magical coating of the.
The letters OSHA appear on the back.
God.
You're now holding a ladder.
Alright, you're able to get the piece of wood out of there without, like, collapsing anything. You didn't pull the wrong Jenga piece here. Get a couple side eyes from people as to what you're doing with a burning log. It looks like what used to be some sort of a support, like for like a porch. The support column, but it's been broken in half. So you get about a 3.5 foot long piece of nice, looks like lathed spindle with a nice burning end on the end of it.
Are you looking for something more burly, or is this?
No, that's perfect. Alfred will go ahead and attach like a little, like a cylindrical piece to the end of it, and he'll take a long sort of string out of the end, and it's a very, very, very long string. It'll give like enough time for Kiesel to throw this. So he starts and it lights it. He hands it to Kiesel and says, "Throw this as high as you can."
Yeah. He's kind of the gears in his head are starting to turn. Do I have to make any sort of check for that? Because I'm just gonna launch
You
it
chuck it.
straight into the air, just
Not
like
to
he
a
says.
particular. You're just throwing it up, right?
Yeah.
All right.
As hard
Give
as I
me athletics or just straight strength, whichever.
And as he throws it, he will turn to the crowd and say,
I 2 sessions ago got inspiration. Can I re-roll that so it's not a nat 1?
Oh no!
Do you have an inspiration that didn't get put down on here?
I might have. Oh, I don't have my star. Yeah, 2 sessions ago. Or I don't think I used it since then.
Oh, you didn't use it last session.
Yeah.
I don't remember you using one.
Okay. Yeah, you can reroll it then. For the sake of life day and festivities, we will let you.
So
have
it doesn't become Death Day.
As Kiesel throws
launches it,
you
sticks
yell,
it into
"Sorry."
somebody's abdomen.
"People would just be blinded for a little bit. It's fine.
I've
I'm
done it
not,
before.
I'm
It's
not
fine.
trying to kill the
It's
vibe.
fine." He'll turn to the crowd
It's
It's
better.
Proving
Better.
and
It's not a
say,
nat one. That's all that matters.
"Blessings to you, Infernus, and thank you all for a wonderful life day." And as the stick reaches like the pinnacle or the apex of its arc, Alfred will clap his hands together and cast fireworks or pyrotechnics in fireworks,
Okay.
and the stick will explode in a large symbol of Infernus.
So yeah,
Like as fireworks.
Kiesel's tossing of this stick goes. He catches it on the ground at first, but all right, reloads, launches it up. Only gets about 10 feet up off the ground. Just doesn't get a very good chuck on it, but good enough that the turn on it is that your tube is shooting straight up, that you can get your pyrotechnics off.
So I don't blind the entire 50-foot or 50-person crowd.
I'll just turn to Alfred. Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
No, I trusted you, and you trusted me. Happy Life Day.
Happy.
How high is the flame at this point? Because it was pretty juvenile, but it's like reached a higher like apex, right?
You mean on the bonfire?
Mm-hmm.
So the bonfire itself it'd be sitting at about 8 or 9 feet as to the top of the fire.
Okay.
And the fireworks, pyrotechnics went off from about 10 feet up, shooting up. And you get a lot of cheers and clapping and stuff, mostly from the children and stuff in the crowd, as embers kind of rain down a little bit from the firework being a little bit too close, but nobody seems to mind too much.
Praise be Infernus.
Praise be Inverness.
Everybody who's still drinking, give me another con save.
See, Zedri probably just finished his first, so I guess it's time.
Oh,
I will say for the Life Day festivities, Alfred is going to take a he'll take a shot for Life Day.
Wow.
All right. Ooh.
oh there it goes.
Oh, yike.
It doesn't go up a ton, but it does go up enough that, yeah.
Be Life Day.
Do you have proficiency in any charisma checks of any sort?
My charisma save. Wait, no, that's a lie. Skills. Charisma.
I don't think you do.
That's a nay.
All right. You luck out. It's your first level of intoxication. You would lose your proficiency in any charisma checks or saves. But if you don't have any proficiency, there's nothing to lose. You're good. Got a little buzz going on, though. You're the first one to get there, so...
So did you think the fireworks were great?
Yeah. Yeah. It was very impressive.
Thank you, thank you.
Did you learn how to do that just now?
No, I used to do this yearly back home. Yeah, it was sort of my way to be part of the family. We all sort of did something for it.
You know. Never mind.
Never mind?
If you were to look to be in some mischief, maybe we could go around and I don't know if trebuchets or catapults would be easily accessible in the city, but I mean, if that was just how far my arm would go, just think about the raw kinetic power that we could be able to launch these things into the air and have fireworks that the whole island could see.
Oh, yeah, there's this sort of like tube that I have back home. It's not anything sort of special, but like it's this giant like tube, and you put like I would normally put the whatever I want to shoot off into there. So I didn't like usually I would have something that's not like a person throwing it, but I didn't really. I just thought to do it today, so I asked you to do it instead. So thank you for being a tube.
Do you think we could attach a tube on one of our arms?
I do. That's how I shoot things.
Oh, that makes sense. What
Well,
if
it's
what
a very complicated tube, but it's still a tube.
could you use that like in place of like an amputation? Like if somebody lost their arm, could you replace their arm with like a tube?
I'm sure you could. I mean,
you-
I'm thinking of like things that could move. Like there's sort of like the skeleton that I have for Yofordir, and I would like to build on that sort of idea. The idea more often or later.
Hmm. The gears in Kiesel's head are turning very quickly.
You don't plan on losing a limb, do you? I don't think it'd be
No.
better than what you actually have, like what you're born with. You're probably better off just keeping your arm.
I mean, I wasn't planning on lobbing it off, but... And I was just thinking about the market for medicine and warfare and maybe merging the two in a sort of
Well,
industrial, military, medical... You know, you would sell it to soldiers who've lost their arms.
what's the word industrial?
I don't know, I think I made it up.
It's a funny word. I mean, that's such an interesting like way to think about it. I feel like it would take a lot of time and honestly a lot of gold. Um, the parts that you would have to mimic of a body. I'm not really familiar with anatomy as much as some other people are. But even my rudimentary knowledge, it's kind of baffling to think about all the things that you have to move when you move.
Oh, like, if I did this, how many things are moving in just this one motion?
Yeah, and how are you making that move?
Well, I have a knuckle here, so I think the knuckle's the one that does all the moving, right?
Yeah, but why is it moving? Why do you make it move?
Kiesel will sit and listen to the crackling of fire, just to kind of let that one kind of sink in. Because I tell it to. So does it make it magic?
Oh, I mean, life is magical.
Oh. Well, the next time I see Salinas or you cast a spell, I'll just kind of move my finger and I won't feel so bad. Because I'm doing something magical.
Well, in the same way that you might not be able to bring literal entities from another plane like Salinas, and you might not have the technical know-how that I've worked on, but you do have a know-how that you've worked on, and it's really cutting people to shreds in a matter of seconds. I don't think I can even move as fast or half as fast as you are. Like, to be able to take that heavy glaive and move it around with such precision and also with such intent is a feat and magic in and of itself.
As that part of the conversation's brought up, I would like to think there is like a very brief flash that comes across, like the muscles on Kiesel's face when he says that. Yeah, you know what? I haven't thought about it like that.
Cedric, what are you up to?
Is there any seating in front of the bonfire, or is it just kind of like open, like cobblestone, like path?
Now, people have like drug some logs and brought chairs from their houses and whatnot. So there's some seats. People kind of tend to come and go and leaving open seats. Doesn't seem like it's a, if you sat down, you'd be taking somebody's chair or upsetting anybody. Just there's, if you look around, you can find a place.
Okay. Yeah, Zedriel will move up to the fire, and he's gonna see if he can go ahead and kick aside maybe a little bit of like the coals, or whatever kind of fuel this bonfire is using to try to make like a smaller flame, like off to the side.
Okay.
Are there any kids around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
At this hour, there's still plenty of children. Easily count 12 to 15.
Cool. Yeah, Zidri's feeling a little homesick at the time, because this is kind of his big life day away from home. So he's just gonna go ahead and with that smaller flame off to the side, he'll just go ahead and like spark an ember in his hand that's like a smoky blue, and he'll toss it at the fire and it'll catch, and he'll go ahead and cast control flames on it so that it'll all turn into just like a blue, kind of offset from the main red. See if anybody's paying attention.
Ooh. You get a couple kids come over and start looking, and like some are kind of like reaching their hand like tentatively towards it, but not like they're gonna touch it, but like they're wondering whether it's real or some sort of illusion.
Yeah. Now that he kind of has that little bit of like arcane control over it, he'll just like consistently like change the color slightly and make it kind of shift through a gradient as best he can. It's a cantrip, so being able to control that would be kind of difficult, I suppose.
Roll a spell casting attack roll.
Okay, I can go ahead and do that. Let's see. It's like I'm attacking children.
I was about to say you cast Scorching Ray.
Oh wait, yeah, you threw Scorching Ray. I just meant
Yeah, I
wisdom.
mean, you said.
Please,
I
isn't even there to
said I
help.
cast Scorching Ray.
Children igniting on fire and running for the hills. Roll damage.
No.
Praise be
Animal.
Infernus.
Praise be.
Now, with an 18, you're able to maintain pretty good control over things and keeping it within your control, not getting out of hand, and doing it, for the most part, bending it to what you want within reason.
Yeah, he's not making any wild shapes or anything. If the kids are expecting balloon animals, he's making snakes. Like, that's what the kids are getting.
Fair.
But he's mostly just altering the color and kind of trying to get a little bit lost in that. So he's pretty distracted. But if anybody was around the bonfire, they would probably notice out of their peripheral just like the littlest sliver, like changing color.
All right. The sight of the smiles on the children's faces as you delight them with your little bit of magical artistry for them to enjoy and take in the entertainment kind of pushes sad feelings away for the most part, but they remain in the back of your mind. Memories of past life days. Family members, friends, people that aren't here with you right now. In particular, thinking of your siblings. And, of course, always kind of there present is the thought of Xanathy. This being the first in a long time of not having a Life Day celebration with Xanathy. And that kind of jolting you back into reality of where she's at and the state she's in. Mm-hmm. Give me another attack roll there.
Oh, okay, perfect. Do it and I'll do it again.
Scorch more children.
Second a shot. You get 3 shots, right?
Yeah, I do get 3 shots.
You lose focus for a moment as your mind's kind of wandering, thinking about these other things, but you're able to rein it back in as like one of the snakes was like folding over and starting to like almost hit this kid in the head.
Eat a child.
Get it back. You're good. You're good. The kid's delighted. They just thought it got that much more exciting. Nobody thinks that you did anything wrong. Everybody seems to be maintaining that happy demeanor. You're the only one that really knows you were losing control there for a moment. The rest of you also have that. There's been a pretty fun day of kicking ass, taking names, getting to know those people that you took names from, meeting new people, enjoying free drinks, enjoying gifts from your friend, enjoying the assorted foods on display as part of this celebration. focusing on the positive, but in the back of your mind, keeping that negative of this being, for most of you, the first life day away from your family, um, with the exception of Kiesel and Salinas. But Salinas, you were shortly removed from home at the time that Life Day came around last time. So it's not as far back in the mind. Kiesel, you're the furthest removed from being able to be with your family. And as you stare off into the flames, taking in the flickers and cracking and popping of the wood, you'd swear you see a familiar female face on the opposite side of that bonfire. A face that can't possibly be there. A face that shouldn't be anywhere.
If I look away, is it still there?
Blink your eyes, kind of shake your head a little bit. Oh, it's gone. Give me a wisdom or an intelligence save. Your call.
A save.
Kiesel, you alright?
We'll find out in a moment.
So that remains to be
Fuck.
seen.
14.
17, dude. That.
Yeah.
You believe what you want to believe. You're not convinced one way or the other, and whatever you choose. Do you believe you saw it, or you believe just your mind playing tricks on you? That's up to you. With a 14, I'll say you succeeded and you control that narrative.
Yeah, my eyes just getting adjusted to the light is all.
Oh, well, don't look at the bonfire for too long. I mean, sometimes I do, but you really can't stare too hard. You won't be able to see anything elsewhere. I know you, people like you don't normally see far in, like, this sort of darkness, like, normally, so I don't want you to be any more.
Kiesel just puts the
Sorry, was that rude? I'm sorry.
No, you're looking out for me.
I didn't mean to say it like people like you. That wasn't supposed to be anything. That I was just like, do you want another drink?
No, I think I'm good on drinks. Would you like another drink, though?
I'm gonna have another drink.
Ah, you go get yourself another drink.
Yeah, happy life day.
Happy Life Day.
Alfred's gonna meander off back into the bar.
The
Get
smile.
another
Kiesel's-
shot, or are you getting a drink this time?
He's getting 2 shots. He's having one for
Okay.
Kiesel.
Oh.
As soon as Alfred turns his back and takes a couple steps, the smile on Kiesel's face kind of drops.
Would Alfred have picked up on anything in his stupor? Or not stupor, but like slight intoxication.
Your slight intoxication would not be hampering your ability to pick up on anything. At least at this point, it wouldn't.
Just
So it's... Give me a perception check.
one step ahead.
Do I have to roll anything to keep it cool?
No, because this is...
That's kind of...
Whether he catches a glance before he walks away. It wasn't like you were trying to hide.
Okay.
You just dropped it once he left. Perception, not insight.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was eager.
I was eager. It's not going to be nearly as good.
I just invert the numbers.
I don't like that.
12. No, don't notice anything. You kind of just, you'll catch glimpse of the children that are being entertained by Zedri, and kind of your focus shifts immediately away from Kiesel and over to that as you bump into a couple people, not like drunkenly, just your focus is pulled in different directions, and just
Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry. My bad.
Make your way through the crowd and give me I guess 2 con saves as you do for 1 for each shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1 for Alfred. And 1 for Kiesel. Kiesel, you fucked me.
All right. Well, the first one goes down smooth, no problems. Just kind of
Another, please. And goes for the second.
Yeah. Second one. Your intelligence and wisdom skills now lose proficiency as you go to step 2 of intoxication. So all of your mental stats are now without proficiency, or mental skills are without proficiency. So
Alfred will turn around and sort of like meander back out looking for I guess he's looking for Yofradir at the moment.
okay. Despite the lack in proficiency in it, you can't really focus on doing any of these tasks that you need to do, that you might need to do. You're feeling great. You are at this is a good life day. This is awesome. You are certain that you've thrown insight to the wind at this point, that everybody thoroughly enjoyed those fireworks. Everybody wants to meet the hero of the Battle Royale. And confidence is not necessarily always Alfred's thing, but it is, you're oozing with it right now. So with
Yofradir long to the wind. He'll go to a table and just start like boisterously like putting his chest down and saying, "Did any of y'all catch the battle earlier today?" And he'll start with that.
And you quickly gather a crowd moving in on you and listening to your tales, as mostly cheering along with you, that glad handing you, thinking they were there, they saw it, or they heard from somebody about it and they wish they could have been there. On that note, Salinas.
Salinas is probably into his he's probably made it to is part of the way through his 3rd drink at this point, kind of working on another.
Okay.
He's never been one for harder liquors, and so he's just sticking with the
Ale.
mead that's coming out of the
Yep.
oh yeah.
Okay,
the
give
taps.
me the simple con save and give me a performance check. Well, we'll see how the con save
Oh
goes.
no!
All right, so performance check without your proficiency, so just roll a charisma check.
Oh no, could I do my performance? I started my performance before I started my 3rd drink.
He did.
Okay, I'll let you pick. You can do it without proficiency, or you can roll with disadvantage, but get to have your proficiency.
That's like a -5 for disadvantage, right?
Statistically, yes.
Versus a
But-
-3 for losing my proficiency.
You also get a higher floor if you keep your proficiency on there.
It's true.
The worst score it could be is a little bit higher. Your call.
I'll do it with the disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
too
not
bad.
bad. Not bad.
Hey, some people try so hard to get to that point of performance.
Yeah.
You did it while you were drunk.
With a 14, you're definitely one of the better players that are going right now. Even with that little bit of, you're starting to feel the effects, your fingers getting a little bit on that buzzed feeling of not being able to completely make contact, or at least you don't feel it like you should. But general merriment to the crowd. Everybody seems to be into the tunes and kind of gathering a few more people coming to your section of the fire as they take in your songs. What kind of songs we singing?
Salinas is definitely pulling some of the classic sort of tunes that he would have played with his family around very similar bonfire in many past Life Day nights. Um, he's fully riding a sort of a little nostalgia train at this point, and just getting some essentially like Christmas classics.
It's beginning to look a lot like Life Day.
Pretty much.
Yofridir, you were gonna have a visitor. He got sidetracked with the table. So, what you doing?
For the most part, he's just on a vibe, and he's drinking down this bottle of whatever it is that he grabbed. You know, making some conversation with, just some small talk, whoever might pass by. But for the most part, he's just kind of minding his own, kind of sitting off.
Give me a con save.
Let's see here.
You found some pretty hard stuff, so you're up to DC
I
14.
must have.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez,
another
y'all.
nat one.
That's half the party.
All right, so you're vibing. Where are you vibing at? Just outside on
Yeah,
your
I'd be
lonesome
outside,
stool?
still a little bit away from the fire, but within view of it, so.
All right, give me a dex save, which I know you're quite skilled at, but
Yes, I am.
damn.
Ooh.
Nice.
You go drinking it way too fast. Just kind of, that's where you're at mentally. Just felt like you kind of wanted to drown away some of those thoughts passing through your mind. And take it a little bit too far. You should have known better. Not your day. As you start to lose your balance on the log that you're sitting on and start to roll back before like grabbing, and just out of that sheer strength, you're able to pull yourself back up on the log. And quick glance around. Doesn't seem like anybody's noticed. Half the bottles in a puddle on the ground, but you saved the rest. It's good. You still got a quarter left. But you no longer have, with a nat 1, we're going to put you 2 levels down. So you are the same place as Alfred. All of your mental stats, no proficiency.
Don't have a whole lot going there anyways.
That sounds horrible, but fair.
How
All
big
right.
is the I guess kind of like box around the flame? Because I know you had said that it reaches about like 9 feet up. I'm sorry I'm asking all the dimensions of this flame, but I just
Hey,
want to know
that's
if
what I
there's a
expected.
possibility that maybe
That's what I
through the
expected.
flames Zedri could see Yofridir.
It's okay. There's no ceiling for you to
Give me
ask.
a perception check.
Perception check. Guess what?
Yeah.
My mental stats aren't totally messed up. I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm still gonna roll low though.
It's tough to see through fire, Just don't have a good angle. You got your fancy little fire snakes going on here, and then there's this big bonfire behind them. And yeah, as to the dimensions of everything, so the bonfire itself is a good 12 feet in diameter,
Okay.
and kind of a circular campfire type setup with some stones at the bottom trying to hold everything in place. And then everybody is set back a good 6 to 8 feet, just kind of varies. You have some people that are sitting a little bit closer, but most of the like logs and chairs are set back about 6, 8, 10 feet, depending on. But no sight of Yofridir with an 8.
Perfectly fine.
Cecil. Back to you with your smile that disappeared as your friend left. He hasn't come back. You can see Zedri and doing his little snake tricks. See Salinas over playing music. Seems to have a pretty. They both have very joyous crowds around them. Everybody seems to be in pretty high spirits. What about you?
I'm brooding. I'm not having fun. I'm reflecting.
Okay, Sasuke.
That's me, dude. Yeah, Kiesel's just gonna kind of be chilling by the fire, enjoying the warmth of it. We've spent so long being in the cold, especially on the boat ride from a couple weeks ago. And I know things have been heating up a little bit with the springtime coming around, but just being next to the fire is nice. Kiesel's, for the most part, enjoying, I guess, the end of his solace. I know we spent a lot of time together previously, and then we've had a couple weeks where we've kind of dispersed and done our own thing. So Kiesel's just kind of like, something's probably going to make this moment end, and we're probably going to be heading out, or something's going to happen. So I'm just going to just sit here and take in the smoky smell of whatever flavor wood they're burning, or listening to the people into the background, and just kind of take it all in. And just kind of enjoy this moment of relative peace. While also kind of thinking about home and the things that he does and does not have.
So as you are letting your eyes kind of drift shut for a moment, taking in that smell of the smoke, the warmth on your skin, trying to reach a relative sense of peace, all things considered, mostly able to get there. Before you hear a voice boom out from behind you. Cybil Spear! We got a reckoning to be had. And
I'll
those
turn
of you that are
around.
outside, so everybody but Alfred, give me perception checks.
It's fine. He's too drunk for this right now
I'm
anyway.
a little scared too now.
You wanted so bad last week. And
I'm so goofy!
You said perception?
Adeba's
Yeah, I got the
17
same.
and 19.
Disadvantage.
We really Groundhog Dayed our way into me not being there.
I'm
You're
gonna toss
so-
the fire mid-drink. I just freeze like, the fuck?
Dude, Dustin has like a sombrero, or Alfred has a sombrero and 2 margaritas, and he's like, "Yo!" He is not a care in the world.
So, Yorford, you wouldn't be a disadvantage, it would just be a straight wisdom roll. Wisdom
Oh,
check.
okay. So it would have
Yeah.
been 19 plus 4, so 23. Yeah.
Okay. Salinas, Zedri, you guys are kind of focused on your tasks. That, you know, like, you hear the voice. Be like, what? It's kind of muddled. You didn't quite pick up on exactly, like, the name part. You just heard somebody yelling and calling somebody out. It's like, whatever you make of that is up to you. But, Yoferdir, Kiesel, you both clock that name and immediately lock on to a group of what you see 6 individuals kind of high noon at Tombstone here, standing in the middle of the street, looking, trying to make eye contact, and they lock on you, Kiesel, as to being somebody they recognize. And with that, we'll go to break. So we'll take a quick intermission here for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Potentially, some of us will be in and out over the course of the 5 minutes. So if you got any things you want to, questions ask or interaction you want to do, feel free to hop in the chat, post things. Feel free to do that at any point in time during the session, but especially during this little intermission part. So we'll give you the little intermission screen while we take a little break.
Absolutely didn't realize that going to the break string cuts out our audio. So it's like, oh, I'll move it to... No, I'll wait until Silver's done talking next time.
I really like how he elaborated. I know this was like at the end of last session and it never got picked up on. I like how he elaborated on that a lot more.
Oh yeah, built up more.
We gave it.
Glad that worked out. It was feeling a little bit awkward there at first.
What's that?
Redoing the last part of the last session.
Oh. Yeah, I got to bring in some elements that didn't get to be there last time because I was feeling like we needed a rush. So we got drunk Alfred. That's
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if anybody can hear me because I don't know if that's what AJ was referring to as being we don't have audio or whether he turned audio back on.
We don't have audio.
Is that correct, AJ?
Sorry, is what?
You're muted. There you go. That we do not have audio right now, that it's just playing through Sirenscape at this point. Hey, look at that. Nightbot worked. About time Nightbot kicked in and worked. I went and turned it on because I noticed it hadn't worked last week and it should have, so I went and it made me click a button to turn it back on. I didn't know I had not turned it on before.
I mean, I'm listening to the turned on the stream. I can hear you. Oh yeah, I can hear the audio. I can hear the audio from everyone.
Yeah, I think this screen's supposed to be that the audio goes through. Because we usually talk during here. So hey, we're talking, and everybody can hear us, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
No, I think it's fine. We've usually chatted with people during this time, so I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So we're chatting with people during this time. We actually have picked up a couple viewers here during intermission of all times. So thanks for joining us. Never mind the lack of knowledge of where we're at and what we're doing. So
We're about to move into combat. You chose a great time to join.
You joined the combat, but Alfred will not.
We'll get there eventually.
Eventually.
Isn't it sad that the first skills to go are the mental stats, but the people with the mental stats are the ones that are most susceptible to a con save?
Hmm.
I mean, it's legit. It makes sense, but it's...
Yeah.
I have read some other intoxication rules that go and say, before you start going downhill, you get advantage on your charisma checks because you get the silver tongue drunk first before you go to the I can't do anything drunk.
Hmm.
I got a nice paper cut early on in the session that I've been dealing with the whole rest of the way. War wounds.
I hate getting paper cuts. I somehow find ways to find new ways to get paper cuts, like, or I don't even know if I can call them paper cuts anymore. Like, I cut myself on cardboard, I cut myself on, like,
It's
just
paper
random
products.
things.
It still counts.
Most of my cuts come from odd metal edges inside an engine bay.
That doesn't sound like a good thing to do.
And they're typically like around my fingers or on my fingers or just all up and down my arm. It's great.
Dustin, I thoroughly enjoyed the typo in your
Lie
chat
day.
message. Lie day.
Lie day.
I was like, well, it's there.
It's canon now. Where Alfred's from, they just call it lie day because everybody's just fake with each other. Ernie got lost.
Lost in the sauce.
Truly.
Sorry, that's just a reactive thing that I said.
Well, we're doing much better with
Back
frames.
issues. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that the delay for the stream was only like maybe a couple seconds. So I was like,
Yeah.
it's doing a whole lot better.
I was watching everybody's hand motions, and then a few seconds later, it had come up again, and I'm like, great.
Yeah, it
And
was
there's
last week.
a built-in delay to begin with, so
Yeah, just
Yeah,
a slight
yeah.
one.
Yeah. So you don't pull any Super Bowl nip slips.
Oh,
We can quickly kill the stream just in time.
Just
Right.
in time.
Jeff takes his clothes off.
First name Justin, last name Time.
Before we go into this combat, we all have to be shirtless.
No, that's just
interesting.
temples. That's just temples.
Yeah, the three that are intoxicated, sure. That's
Yeah, Alfred's down to his shorts.
He's autographing his clothing and handing it out to his fans.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the bag of holding was included in there, and he's now handed it off to somebody who's walking off with an autographed bag of holding.
Masa will not be pleased.
No, he would
Also, will
not.
never forgive you.
He would autograph other people's clothing. He wouldn't autograph his own clothing.
Sign the baby. Autograph my baby.
I just love the idea that there's not pens, there's only like quill and ink, so you literally have to like take a feather to like a baby's head.
Oh, he'll be right back. He's taking care of a family member.
No problem.
Or his words. Stepped out of my room, de facto nurse, microwaving food for mom.
No.
Hey, there it is, AJ.
What?
What part of piss off I'm drinking and eating alone do you not understand?
I didn't even hear it this time. I can go back because luckily we have a stream. And I know exactly where it is because I have timestamps. Pew pew.
I can't wait for us to have some notoriety for this stream that we can have someone go and like make little timestamps like they do on the videos for Critical Role. That
Very
one
fair.
guy, Mr. Flando.
That would be cool.
We have quite a few viewers right now, so thank you to everybody who's
Yeah.
checking us out.
Yeah, it fluctuated between 6 and 10 all session. Haven't dipped below 6.
I saw 11.
Was there 11 in there? I missed that one. Awesome. Yes, thanks for viewing. Whether watching this live, whether watching this on demand, much appreciated.
What are we waiting on?
You?
This,
No, I've been
this
here the whole
dude,
time.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
this mustachioed individual has not returned.
All right. Ready to
No,
come back?
I ate the pistachio things.
You don't want to do an empty stomach with all this drinking. So.
Mm.
All right, folks, back from intermission. As these 6 ruffians stare down Kiesel in the street. Good-sized crowd still gathered around the bonfire at this point in time, but at the boisterous, loud calling out that happens, many of them start to just like pull back away from the center of the street, moving into the alleys and up against the buildings on the sides, moving out of harm's way, not knowing what is coming. Leaving Kiesel, you face to face with these 6 ruffians. You don't recognize any of them. Nobody looking familiar at first, but let's see. I believe you had a pretty... Now, give me a perception or a history check. That's an odd combination, but we're going to go with perception or a history check.
Would
Oh,
Alfred
strong
be able
combination.
to hear this loud exclamation?
Nope. You're making too many loud exclamations yourself inside.
And then I shot.
So you can give me a disadvantage perception check from inside,
That's the voice.
which is a disadvantage wisdom check from inside. There, Alfred.
Disadvantage
Since you-
wisdom.
Yes.
With no proficiency.
Yeah, so just disadvantage wisdom.
It's like a -6.
Ooh.
That feels bad.
You don't hear anybody
Feels
but
bad.
you. And actually, give me another con save because they've been bringing you drinks as you regale them with your stories. So,
Of course they have.
Dude.
Oh, I'm. Whoa.
all right. Your charisma disadvantage on all charisma checks and saves, and your speed has decreased by 5.
He's 3
You
sheets to the
stumble a little
wind.
bit. He is exactly 3 sheets. I am going to count it in sheets to the wind. You can go up to 10 before you pass out.
Dude, his fingers are getting like tingly and stuff. He's like, oh. What does my 12 history give me?
One of the guys looks like vaguely familiar, but you can't place it.
Sorry, we're not taking autographs. You might catch us around here tomorrow. But yeah, we're not doing autographs anymore. That was earlier.
Yopridir, you can give me the same history or perception. Obviously, both of yours are intel or wisdom check.
Yeah. Well, it's +1 for either one, so let's go. Well, nothing, but there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, no, not placing it. Don't know who these guys are. You just know they called out your name. Up on your feet as you see Kiesel is alone facing off against them. He's
Yeah,
probably
I'm
about
gonna-
15
I'm
feet
gonna-
away from you.
I'm gonna start like stumbling across from the other side of the fire.
You're doing good with all of your physical faculties. You're just slipping a little bit on the mental. Just can't apply any skills at the moment.
As I did up like behind you, so I'm gonna slur a little bit as I say, "You looking for us?"
I think they want autographs, but that one guy looks a little familiar, but I can't really pin it.
Fuck all. We don't want no autographs. We're here to frickin' beat up our guys and put them in jail. We're here to get a reckoning with reckoners.
Who are the Reckoners?
You know, Yofredir, that's oh the guys with, you know, at the start of the mission, they had the guy in the cage. We called the authorities.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I want to turn to them. I've been enjoying my peace and my quiet, and if you want to die tonight, then you will die. But if you want to leave and enjoy your holiday, you can leave. And I'll kind of like have the glaives. I'll shift the glaive so the bladed part is sticking out. Very long bladed part is sticking out. Now please do not fuck with me. And I would like to try to intimidate these people.
All right, as you are starting your statement and stuff, there's a hand comes up on your left shoulder, and look for a second, look back to the right. Mila standing next to you. Are we killing fuckers?
You know, Mila, unless they turn around now, I think we might be taking their scalps.
She tosses her war pick in the air and then just like almost drops it. You could tell she's about where Yofredir's at on the inebriation level, but she's ready to go.
Yofredir's gonna see it. He's gonna do a little laugh and be like, "I remember you. You'll be fun to fight against them with."
All right, so
I would like. Can I try to intimidate them? I don't want to kill nobody. It's like Christmas, man. Don't make me do it.
we're gonna do a group intimidation check for the three of you. Salinas and Zedri, you guys can give me perception checks again to see whether you're in this at this point.
Please.
So with intimidating being one of my mentals, it's just straight charisma, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, -1.
Oh!
Look at that, nat 20.
Wow.
20!
It's where I need it to be, so.
All right, Salinas, you are in here too. Obviously, you are also in the no proficiency category. No, you are not. You're just... Yeah, charisma is the one that you're no proficiency in. So, just a straight charisma check for intimidation. If you're going to do
block this, give a thank you, and quickly just like hurry over to the three of them. What is going on?
They're here to reckon. The guys from like a couple weeks ago, we threw the one guy in jail.
Ooh.
Oh, fucking Mila's drunk ass.
What did they get out of jail?
No, there's like okay. I'm trying to not kill them, so we gotta try to like scare them off.
Right? Do you want me to like give them the same treatment I gave the other two?
I don't know. Just look intimidating.
I heard
Should I make an intimidation check?
Basically,
Okay.
you're backing up Kiesel's statements as a group intimidation check. So,
Right.
damn.
Pulls his neck.
Scary boys.
All right. Despite Mila's 2 trying to track down the group. I suppose we might be able to.
You're not going to might be able to. You're going to walk away and go to your families before they all find you in graves with the glow frogs. Kiesel's taking some steps. Are they gonna like?
All right. Roll the intimidations again with advantage. You got them on your toes. Zedri, you can give me another perception, and Alfred, give me a disadvantage perception from inside.
So I can get another
That's-
8, is what you're saying?
Let us just.
Well,
no.
Oh,
you're
there we go.
you're complaining about something that is 8 times as much as what I got on the last roll.
Hey, hey.
Um,
Okay.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
not bad,
I'd
Alfred.
like to use minor illusion. Kind of stick the bow of my fiddle underneath the top guy and try to make my eyes glow, and
Okay. Give a little bit of extra flair. Alfred and Zedri, you do have the opportunity to realize there's some shit going down outside.
Yeah, Alfred will excuse himself. He'll say, that that was the end of the fight. Thank you so much. I can't sign anymore. I'm needed elsewhere. But have a wonderful life day." And he'll get to the door, and he'll look out and see the group make his way over, and I guess he'll get on the other side of Salinas.
I'd say with your slowed movement and being inside, you're able to make it to the door and see what's going down, but not join the group intimidation. But Zedri, you can if you so choose.
Okay.
Join the group intimidation roll. And Salinas, solid nat 20. Just you had advantage, so you didn't. You didn't
that's
need
true.
it.
Sleeves just
Well,
gonna
again,
say-
just to see if you
say-
get another 20.
Crit fish, crit fish.
say, I have faced eldritch beings beyond your comprehension, and monsters and zombies. A fucking necromancer. You do not frighten me, some third-rate thug.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh, never mind. Scatter. So they turn and just everybody just melting into the alleys as they all kind of not run, but a nice little brisk jog as they run away from the situation.
Run away!
The flaring eyes, the strong words from Kiesel, and the intimidation just oozing from the party with all of those high rolls. Alfred, you watch as your friends, plus one drunken barbarian, stare down this group as this group just turns and runs away. Another victory. Yep. One more story to tell your friends back inside.
Who's near me? Is Zedri near us or no?
Zedri would have
Yeah,
approached.
the whole group would be together with the exception of Alfred. He's still at the door.
He just would have been shaking his head, thumbs down, on approach as he saw y'all having a conversation with them.
Kiesel will
Alfred-
just.
Go ahead.
Kiesel will let out an exhale and turn it into a laugh as they disperse.
Yeah, Alfred will walk up to the group now, a little bit after he's seen most of them disperse. What's going on out here? I heard some yelling.
Some people were looking for a fight they didn't want to pick, so we made sure that they didn't pick it.
A fight? We're having another
weirdos.
fight?
No.
Just some weirdos stirring up trouble. Nothing to worry about.
I really don't think that we should be having another fight right now. For what it's worth, although we got kind of patched up and everything, I still feel kind of drained from the arena today.
Definitely.
Oh.
Definitely. I mean, did you see them? They looked like children wearing their parents' clothes. I mean, that guy's blade, it was it curved. It was dull. It wasn't even sharp. I don't want to even hit those guys.
Yeah, Hazel and I could have taken care of them ourselves.
Well, obviously violence in front of a bunch of children, and he'll gesture back towards the flame that's still dancing with all the kids jumping around it, would not be a good move for us.
At that statement, you just look over and see Mila throws her war pick down in the direction that they left. And she goes, just kind of like stomps off, going to go retrieve her weapon that's just laying innocently in the street.
Bang, 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 bang.
There was no targets to hit.
Hello. Do you think that we talked them into leaving instead of fighting them? Three?
No, what y'all did was fine. I just don't want to get in any like risky business on Life Day. You know how it is.
No,
Suppose-
and you know, you're tapped. We're all tired. Alfred, I think he was out. They put him in like a wheelchair and brought him out. I don't even remember seeing. He can't walk straight.
What are you talking about? I can walk straight.
He's
All right.
literally right here.
I will take my glaive. Are we on like a cobblestone type flooring? Yeah, I want to
Yep.
take my glaive and put some pressure so it kind of like scratches the floor in a straight line. Could you try to walk from there to there? It's about 1.5 meters.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that, no problem.
Okay, heel
Yeah,
to
no problem,
toe,
I can do
one
that.
foot in front of the other.
Okay. Do I need to make a dex check?
Acrobatics check. No disadvantage or anything, just acrobatics check on a pretty simple thing to do.
Pretty simple thing to
A
do.
little iffy, but
One,
nothing
and
to like being completely drunk.
2, and 3, and 4. That's 1.5 meters.
Oh, that thinker's thinking real hard about those steps.
Are you okay, Alfred?
I am great, don't you worry.
He seems fine. I've handled a boat when I was more drunk than that.
Yeah, you see? Your figure's got my back.
Alfred, what do you want to do with that shot glass that's been in your hand the whole time since you walked out here?
Well,
It's full.
there's only one thing to do. He's gonna take a shot.
Oh yeah, no. He's too fuck on.
He'll wipe his mouth. I am perfectly fine. Don't you worry about me, Zedri.
Okay. And Zedri's gonna take his mug of ale that he has had this or of mead that he's had this entire time, and he's just gonna take a nervous sip from it as he finally hits the very bottom of it, the last little bit.
All right,
There
Alfred,
you go,
what was that for the con?
Oh, yes, sorry. There you go, Zedri. You want another drink?
No, I think I'm all right.
Damn.
Hmm. No, let's get you another drink. Let's have a shot with me. It'd be great.
Okay, what exactly is it that you're drinking?
Well, this one was handed to me, and I don't know which one that was, but I was drinking some whiskey earlier.
You kind of had a variety of things.
Really good.
You started with the whiskey. That's what you ordered. Then the couple drinks you've been given, the one was kind of some sort of distilled cherries. Had a little bit of a hint of cherry there, but pretty damn strong. And then this last one was kind of a blackberry brandy type setup. So clearing your sinuses nice and good, but
Yeah, Alfred will like throw an arm around Zedri and go, Zedri, you gotta try it. It's like drinking candy. It's beautiful.
Alfred, why does your breath smell like just the most rancid fruit salad?
I'll lean into Zedri.
salad.
It tastes a lot better down than it will coming up.
I guess.
No, it only goes down. That's the only way that the mouth goes. I mean, it goes out the other way, but
Keista will laugh and just. Someone's not had their stomach pumped before.
Maybe this one's more your flavor. It's more fiery. It's like Firebrand, Hellfire, Dwarf Fire, something like that.
you got some. It's kind of a cinnamon flavored moonshine. Is your bottle you've been working through?
There's probably like that much left in it.
It's all backwash.
I
It's
wanna.
all-
Ooh.
It's
I
just the
wanna-
cinnamon grounds on the bottom.
I want to turn to
Most of it's
Salinas.
cinnamon, some in stir. It's kind of hard to tell.
I want to turn to Salinas real quick. If he drinks that, could you illusion like him breathing fire after he takes that drink? Because he's totally gonna fucking drink it. He's so drunk right now.
That probably good. Let's give it a shot.
Alfred would have taken the bottle. All right, Zedri. One for me and one for you. One. And then he's going to bring the bottle down, swallow, give a big old kiss to Zedri's forehead, and then he'll put the bottle in Zedri's hand.
There's absolutely nothing. He's just shaking the empty bottle. You literally drank it all. There wasn't that much left.
Oh shit! You're right. Let's fix that.
Okay, and Cedric will just go along with Alfred. He's at the whim of the Fireheart, who has an arm around his shoulder at this point.
Yeah, Alfred, there's a little bit of grit in your teeth. Wasn't all cinnamon at the bottom of that bottle.
He'll
Give you the con save.
give you a con save and an Akaluki.
I got it from that turtle-looking fellow over there.
All right, balls a fail. Intel and wisdom are now at disadvantage, as well as losing the proficiency. So
I mean, he didn't need the disadvantage in wisdom, but now it's just,
Alfred's a commenter.
oh man.
He's lost all of his proficiencies.
yeah, that -5, effectively -5 to your wisdom is pretty rough.
At least you're not casting any spells tonight.
At least you're not driving home tonight.
Mila will give you guys both a pat on the back as she goes past with her war pick now back in her sort of belt loop to the side. More drinks! And she leading the way, anybody who's following.
I can
No,
get behind
she's
that.
she's following Alfred and Zedri.
She easily laps you with your lowered speed.
It's true. Her default speed's 40, so...
Yeah.
Does Alfred seem safe at this point? Is he nearing like any of the signs? Like if he has his arm around Zedri, like does his skin seem pulled back? Are nails and teeth growing really sharp or anything? No.
Perception or an insight?
Insight? Okay.
Either
Do
one.
insight. I'll mix it up. I've done enough perception.
We'll take the bite attack.
He just seems to be having a really good time.
Okay.
He has definitely let go of any inhibitions he has are gone at this point. You get with the 19, you get the impression that convincing him that he has to take his shirt off to go into a temple is not the only thing you could probably convince Alfred to do right now.
Okay.
It will not take much for people to get him on a table or doing about anything inside this place. So that's the only worry, is to get fall victim to various different things of a person of a decent charismatic persuasion or stealthy sleight of hand persuasion could take advantage of his situation.
Okay.
But Alfred's not thinking about that. He's heading towards the bar with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alfred, long time ago, you remember whenever we were at Lady Katisha's and we were in that wine cellar and you were telling me about how you knew so much about wine?
Yeah. I know a few things about wine. You want to know about wine? I'm not nearly a sommelier, but I think I can help you out.
Well, it just feels like maybe sometimes like those kinds of like fermented fruits and stuff sometimes don't hit as hard as the things like whiskey, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely tend to stay away from uh harder wheat-based things and rye and grains and whatnot. For that exact reason, um, they do hit me a little harder, but it's life day, so you gotta let go a little, you know?
No, I understand. I just want you to be safe. And every single time Alfred talks, like Zedri has to cheat away from him a little bit, just because the breath is so strong. But he'll quickly and promptly turn back whenever Alfred kind of finishes, so that he can hold eye contact with him.
Yeah, and Alfred is like super close to you when he's talking, so like imagine the picture of the guy talking over the girl at the party where it's just like his entire his entire mouth is agape.
I have a world building question, real quick.
Sure.
Has anybody been so smart as to infuse carbon dioxide with water yet? Is that been a thing? Is sparkling water a thing?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe.
not in common usage by any means.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Yoverdir's behind us as well.
He still drinks the Croy.
Yep, following for more drinks.
Truly.
All right. Anybody who's grabbing another drink, tell me what you're drinking and roll me a con save.
I'm getting me a bottle of whatever that was. So another one.
All right.
Alfred's grabbing a couple of shots for him and Zedri. He just asked for a couple of shots.
Oh. As long as it isn't completely clear alcohol, Zedri's fine with it.
All right, Yoferdir. Hitting the bottle hard. You're gaining 2 levels at a time here. So.
Oh no!
So
Oh,
many
wow.
ones from these darn checks, y'all. Oh.
All right, so Yoferdir, you now have. You're caught up with Alfred.
No, he isn't.
Well, you were.
I was. I'm trying to get on Alfred's level. He's looking at Alfred like, man, I want to be like that.
Alfred, roll me a hit die.
Ooh.
Alcohol poisoning.
Oh shit!
Oh,
All right,
sure.
you've lost 9 hit points.
Oh my
That's
god.
not damage. You've lost 9 hit points off your max.
Like temporarily?
And yeah, you'll get it
Okay.
back in.
Until the end of the game.
Forever.
No.
Keep going. Let's see how this goes.
Alfred's
No,
going to
dude.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
So yeah, you've lost 9 hit points. You also have. But looking over my shoulders, put this in front of me.
Your Fordir's
Strength,
the AA
dex,
teacher.
and con skills. You've lost all proficiencies now. They're all gone.
No, I'm actually a commoner.
Yeah, with the hit die, yeah. Yeah, I think it tracks.
Give me a dex save, Alfred. You're good.
Okay.
Stayed up on the stool.
That was
That one hit hard.
tasty. What? Zedri.
Yeah, that was truly incredible. Would you mind getting down from there? And Zedri's just gonna put his hand up towards Alfred.
Yeah, I can get down.
Starts dancing on the stool.
Yeah.
Zedri, what were you drinking?
The same shot that Alfred had. So
It was a dark liquid of some variety. Yeah, no, Alfred will shift his weight off of the stool and like land on his heels. I'm off the stool.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Are you good, Sentry?
Yeah, nope, I'm fine. I'm fine. And he just has the glass like on the counter, and he's just like gripping this small, tiny shot glass. He's just like gripping with his like whole hand on top.
We, are we going somewhere?
No, I mean, I guess we are gonna have to figure out kind of like what comes next. But that's probably a conversation I have with everybody else.
Yeah, what does come next? I mean, how are we where are we going, and how am I gonna figure out our situation, and how what are you know no, let's not worry about any of that.
Okay, that's fine. Tonight is the night that we can go ahead and cut loose and we can go ahead and have fun. And tomorrow we can talk about the implications of what we're going to do with all of these winnings and if that involves us purchasing real estate in the city and if that actually includes an area in that purchase or not, you know?
We're getting a big house, right? Oh man, I'm gonna put a forge on the bottom. It's gonna be great.
Right. Then we're going to have to make sure that there's like proper ventilation because you don't want to smoke up the entire room, you know?
Yeah, there will be a chimney that goes through the entire place, and then that'll heat the entire building. It'll be fantastic.
What if some of the gases escape though? Shouldn't we have some sort of way to detect if any sort of like emissions get out?
No, it won't. Like, if you build it right, it's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're safe if we're just heating off of fumes from whatever it is you're working on in your forge. But I trust you.
I think that's how the blacksmith lived back home. He lived above his forge.
Really?
Yeah, it was a two-story house. Like the forge, I guess the forge was kind of in a more open area. Um, like two of the walls were down, and there was more of a pillar support on one of the corners.
I mean, you lived in such a technologically advanced place, but Yofridia, and he'll kind of turn towards Yofridia. Were there any like forges back in your village?
Oh, we have a few blacksmiths, yes. Most of our buildings are just one single story.
They like enclosed huts, or are they like brick walls to them?
Well, we don't have much brick. Most are built out of wood. Blacksmiths, they have a open to the air but closed off area typically.
Okay, kind of fenced in like the bonfire was outside.
Yeah, they'll typically have a roof and maybe some smaller doors they could close if it gets too nasty outside.
Because I don't see any problem with having an outdoor forge, and he'll kind of look towards Alfred.
Yeah, and then oh my God, all the things that I can make, we could probably sell, and yeah, it'd be great. We'll make some money off of it too.
That is the hope. I mean, we can keep on having like death battles and stuff like that in hope that we make it out alive. But I assume that people are going to get very wise very quick to our abilities, and it seems like just six spells is turning into just a real knockout, like people punching each other on the street kind of deal.
Yeah, so we need to go elsewhere with where we're punching people, I guess. We don't want to get caught in too much crossfire.
Yeah,
But
who were those dudes again? The Veteners or something?
I'm sorry, the Reckoners?
Is that what they called themselves?
Those were the ones. Those were the ones that you ran off. The ones with the kidnapped Myland and everything.
I think that's what they said.
they kidnapped someone?
Yeah, no, we saved him. He was literally in a cage.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
called the Veteners.
No. I mean, you all walked over there, and admittedly, I did too. Kind of like we were beckoned on, but I think they wanted a reckoning. Was kind of their thing. As As
Well,
long as
maybe they should go through a name change. They want to call people over and talk to them all.
I suppose so. You made sure that what was his name? Zedriel kind of like pull out his notebook and he's just gonna like flip through real quick. Would he have the name since they were cautioned not to look after the boss of the Reckoners? I have it, but I don't know if Zedri does.
Give me a history check.
Okie dokie. Unnatural 20.
Dirty 20.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have the names.
Okay. There was Rune. Rune is the boss guy. He wasn't there, right?
Well, if he was, he's a poor excuse of a boss.
I assume that he was there.
You're not about to start drinking again, are you? And he'll kind of point towards Salinas.
No, I think I'm good for the moment.
Okay. I can only manage so many folks who have imbibed. And he'll kind of
If you
gesture
would-
his hands towards Yoferdir and Alfred.
You've
think they can-
turned your back on Alfred, and he's already back onto the towards the bar. And he has 2 mugs in his hand, and he's handing one to Yoferdir.
Gifford
I
is like
think that they
half
can-
squid taking the top.
I think that they can handle themselves. And
Right,
if they get
right.
alcohol poisoning, I can fix that.
No, I can too. It really shouldn't get to that point. The fact that you even permitting something like that. They're having fun. They're good for now. I guess we'll just go ahead and keep an eye on them.
I mean,
Andrew, why don't you... Why don't you come back out to the bonfire with me?
He'll look over towards the other two, and Kiesel is there, correct?
I would.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. I would have been hanging by the door to make sure that nobody came up and the prison shenanigans going on. But I mean, I would say I would be within like that kind of earshot. If I'm gonna babysit, I can.
Give me a perception check there, Kiesel. For your watch. Don't see anybody.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, you
empty.
see plenty of people, but don't see anybody who looks like any of the people you scared off. Pretty confident. You scared them. But those guys are nothing.
Well, all right. I guess we can go ahead and head out to the bonfire then, if you think them safe enough. And he'll head outside with Salinas.
As they're passing by outside, I will go to sit in Zedri's seat with the 2 boys.
Kiesel, where have you been?
Oh, just making sure no shenanigans comes up and decides to shank us in the, back.
Oh, did the Beckoners come back?
No, they weren't really. Nah. I don't even know
Good.
who they were beckoning. They certainly weren't beckoning this guy.
Yeah, you talked to them, right? You sent them away, right?
I told them that if they came back, I would get them others, yes.
Good. Then we don't need to worry about them.
No! So what are we drinking?
Alfred will turn on his heel and turn back in towards the bar and say, another round, please.
You and Yoferdir both still have 3/4 of a bottle. Or okay, Yoferdir's got half a bottle. You got 3/4 of a bottle, but they bring out another bottle of this stuff that has this kind of flecks of brown floating around in it. It kind of jostles a little bit as they bring it over, so it kind of stirs it all up. If you sniff it, you get a little bit of a cinnamon smell in there mixed in with the strong, very strong alcohol smell coming off of it. Burns the nose a little bit.
Kiesel, you gotta try this. It's so spicy but sweet.
Is it a little shot or is it like a
Oh, you got a whole
You
bottle.
got the whole bottle.
um?
The overseer doesn't mess around.
I have. Let me just double check this real quick. In my inventory, I have a mess kit. Can I go into my inventory and take out the small cup that comes with the mess kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're carrying your whole inventory with it, yeah.
Yeah, it's all there. I have something here. I'll pull out like a small. It comes out of like a tin box that's kind of kept jostled with like the rest of my crap, with all the belt loops and hooks, everything that I need to keep on me while adventuring. And I'll bring out this little tin can. And I mean, it's kind of the equivalent to like a small shot glass, maybe like a little bit bigger, so other fluids can kind of fit in. Not nearly as like V-shaped or narrow as most shot glasses are. I will, if you will excuse my modesty, and I will pour the drink into the cup and just. Now I'm still taking it straight. I'm not going to be sipping on it, but I'm not taking it from the whole bottle. I don't have any self-control like that.
All right. Con save for Kiesel. And Alfred and Yofordu, you guys are probably due for another one. Yofordu, you moved one step closer to Alfred's level. You didn't lose the hit points yet.
Dang.
Damn.
This would be
Damn,
my,
Alfred, these dirty 20s.
Oh,
this
beautiful.
would be my fourth drink in total.
And this is your first fail, Kiesel, so
Alright,
you get the no proficiency in charisma skills. Thank God you got your intimidation out of the way. Alright, well, you guys are doing your drinking. Zedri and Salinas have exited and went back out to the bonfire. What do we got going on out there? Aside from finding there's still a decent crowd. It is drifted down to 20, 25 people. The children are all gone as the hour has gotten late. It's mostly some young adults and quite a few just common folk from around the neighborhood all sitting around. The music's kind of died down a little bit. There's one guy still strumming away at a lute, but good crowd, but definitely places that you can catch a little bit more quiet if you so choose.
So were you wanting to like talk, or did you just want to look at the bonfire?
I just wanted you to enjoy your life day and not spend it babysitting two drunk idiots.
Honestly, if we're being candid, I like having to watch over Alfred and Yofredia. It's kind of nice, and even though this isn't a life day that I'm exactly spending with my family, it does kind of feel like I'm watching my little siblings again. They don't. I do just want to preface, they do not partake in alcohol underage. But the way that Alfred and Yofredia are behaving, you know, like you've got siblings too, right?
Yes, I do. Most of them are older, so never really had that.
That just means
Ah.
you were the Alfred or Yofredia to your older siblings, then.
Probably. Wouldn't be surprised.
I just, if I can be once again honest, I don't know how you do it, Salinas. You've been away from your family for most life days, right? Did the gifts that you gave, you said that your family used to trade in like food or stuff?
Yes, you would sort of draw lots, and whatever you drew, you would usually cook or buy or find what their favorite food was, and you would give that for them for Life Day.
I mean, you did a good job. I guess we didn't really draw lots exactly, because I guess I should have gotten somebody else then, right?
Well,
But
Um, it's fine. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you and for Cecil and for Yoverdir and for Alfred. Because last time I celebrated Life Day alone. This time I get to celebrate it with my family.
I was just telling the others that, yeah, if we're thinking of a family, like, what's a family without a home? So we are going to have to start thinking about all of that and everything. And just, I mean, who's going to manage, like, the account that pays into it? Are we going to hire any sort of, like, service that's going to go ahead and watch over the place? If we want to go ahead and have any sort of, like, storefront to the land, or if we just want to go ahead and make it totally residential.
He's just kind of put a hand on Zedri's arm and saying, "We can deal with logistics tomorrow. It's Life Day.
It's life.
Enjoy yourself.
It's life night now.
Life Day doesn't end until sun comes up tomorrow."
That's true. I was just trying to be cheeky, but I appreciate it. And
This is your
oh,
This is your first day not to your family.
yeah,
Are you
it is.
looking forward to seeing them again?
I mean, inevitably, we're gonna have to go ahead and take Xanathy out that way over towards the monastery, and stopping by to say hi to my parents and my family wouldn't be the worst thing. I would hope that they. I can't really notify them that we're all going to be coming. So I just hope that they're on their best behavior whenever I bring over guests.
You could send them a letter.
I could. Kind of got a letter a while back that I replied with, and it didn't exactly make it seem like I was going to be visiting home for a while. So I don't want to turn it on its head, and I would rather it be a surprise. Because what if we don't? You know, we already sank in a ship once. So what if it happens again?
That would be, that would be actually quite impressive if we managed to do that twice in so many months.
Right? Absolutely. Is there anyone with like a tray of drinks walking around? Just any open alcohols?
As you're looking around, you don't see anybody like with a tray of drinks, but there's a guy next to you that just kind of catches you looking around, and he offers up the bottle that he's been drinking out of.
Zedri's chugging that shit. Selena said the one thing that got him in a place where he feels like he needs to drink now. But yeah.
All right,
I'll just take a quick
it
swig.
is not pleasant stuff that he had in that bottle. It is super strong and nothing to abate it. It's just like straight alcohol, Everclear basically. So
the one that he didn't want. Yeah, I'll take a big swig of it, and he'll come down. God, oh my gosh, that stuff is rancid.
and give me the con save.
There it is.
Yes,
that's a
there it
fail.
is.
Stoop down to the
Everybody
level.
has made it to level 1 now.
Yep.
And all 3 of them failed inside while you guys were talking.
Oh no!
You thought you could
Including
trust
Kiesel with a nat 1.
Your
Dude,
Frick
I'm
lost
so
12
fucked right
HP.
Yeah, your
Alfred
lost
is
12.
teetering in really, really bad shape at this point. As
Hey, yo, Fujit,
Hay is for horses.
this guy's fucked up.
Who's this guy? Who's fucked
Fucked
up?
up.
Not me. you could be. No, I'm not drunk.
You're right, you could be, which means you aren't. You need to have another drink.
I think
No.
you're the one.
Do you guys want to? Do you want to do something other than drink?
Yeah, let's go outside.
Arm
We're gonna
wrestle.
go kill those fuckers.
No.
No. There's a game I had back home where you sort of like you do it while you're drinking. You just sort of like have these like bags and you just sort of like toss them back and forth and try and get in these like buckets.
I don't have a bag. Do you want to wrestle?
Here, in the middle of
Ah.
this tavern.
As good as any place. And I'll turn to our friend. Also, killing somebody on life day, you will be tortured after you die forever.
Her eyes just get wide.
At
Where's
least
the Inferno?
Serious.
no, I'm not.
Good. Ah, he can't stand. She goes and she like grabs the back of Alfred's shirt and kind of like holding him up as he's just like drifting back and forth.
Oh, don't push me over.
Oh, he can't stand.
I can stand if you don't push me.
I mean, okay, how many drinks do we have laid out before us?
You have your cup and you have 4 bottles.
We need like 3 times this amount.
Mila just starts waving down the bartender. 20 bottles. You said 3 times.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I know.
No,
where
we
this
need
is
20
going.
we need 20 in total. 20 empty bottles, please. No, not bottles. Bottles? Yes, just whatever's empty around the bar. Could you please bring it here?
Why do you want something that's empty?
Bartender kind of just gives you a confused look, but then just like is gathering up all these different bottles that have been emptied over the course of the night and is easily able to supply you with plenty.
I want to take what we have of the bottle because it's not empty quite yet, right?
No, yours is barely touched at this point. You just poured that one little
So-
cup.
I'll start pouring a little bit in each to kind of like fill them on the bottom a little bit. And then I will set it up in a row of 4 on the bottom, 3, 2, and then 1, and I'll push them all to one side. And then I'll grab the other 10 and reorganize them in that pyramid to the other side, now filled with the liquid. Okay. You lot stand on like one side and here, and I'll pull out this is like the shittiest thing I have right now until we start using actual gold. I'll pull out the 7 copper that I have. 1, 2, 3. No, you only play with 2? Hold on. 1, 2. Okay. So you're gonna take the coin. I learned this when something similar to what you were saying, but we don't use buckets. When we were doing training in the academy, you're going to throw 1, and if it lands in the bottle, then you gotta drink the bottle. You gotta take the coin out, and then you gotta drink the cup, and then that's 1 point. And then you want to get down to the last one, but you're gonna be drinking the more you do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
More drinking is always good.
And Kiesel has effectively set up a beer pong table.
Alfred not noticing a lot at this point in time, as your passive perception is now negative. But the bartender goes, the boss said to get you this. You'd asked for some sort of payment or something like that. She said this on the house, and just slides you this bottle. That give me a history check, which is basically an intelligence check with disadvantage at this point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Jofridir and Kiesel, you guys would notice this bottle showing up over there, which Kiesel, you can just give an intelligence check. Jofridir, yours would be with disadvantage. Out 7-3. All right, Kiesel. There it is.
Nice.
All right,
Come on,
17. This looks like one of the bottles from the shipment that you guys recovered in Baral. It is like a very ornately crafted glass bottle that has indentations into it. There's like a swirl going all the way down the stem to the top of the bottle proper, and then it just has a really fancy label somehow glued onto the front that it says Tormir's Best. Doesn't mean anything to you, but you recognize it. The other two don't.
Before any of them can get their grubby hands on it, Kiesel's immediately going to kind of make a move and be like, "Do you know what this is?"
Oh, drinks?
Yes. And it's all drinks that we covered for Honoria. This is one of the bottles.
Oh, shit.
Gather around, because this is some really expensive shit. And I want to take out my knife. Is it corked? Does it have a cork in it? Or like a cap?
It's got a metal
like a
cap
ornate,
with a
like a...
clasp
Where's
that's holding it in place.
Slace and Zetri? They need to see this.
Oh. Should we go get them? Can any of you send like a message or throw... What was that thing that lady gave us across? It was like a throwing stone. You throw it at somebody and they know that you're trying to get their attention.
You have to hit them?
I don't know. It was some stone that she gave somebody.
No.
Who wants to get them?
Did Kiesel... I don't know if Kiesel ever saw that.
Did Kiesel ever saw that?
He's so drunk.
Because Salinas was
Nah.
using it. Salinas was using it with Zedri. The party was split.
Yeah, I would say you wouldn't. And, well, it depends on whether Salinas would have talked about it during the boat ride that you guys had connections to be able to call Jenica. I would say that's probably fair to say you wouldn't have kept that to yourself.
It's fair.
Yeah, somebody has a rock that they can throw and get someone's attention, I think. If not, we can just grab a rock and throw it in. I think somebody will know that we're trying to get them.
Yeah, if you throw a rock at someone, they'll definitely know that you want their attention.
Can somebody throw a rock at Salinas outside? Or Zedri? I'm not partial to who gets hit.
Do you have a rock?
No, everything I have would just kill them.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
No, I wasn't going to. Do you want to take this outside? Oh, but this is really expensive. It's probably worth more than a house.
Maybe? Maybe we shouldn't have it tonight. Maybe we should, like, have it some other time.
Oh, but I don't want to be rude. This sounded like it came from Honoria.
Right.
I
and then-
mean, you wouldn't want to be rude.
what if we had it for when we bought whatever
Ooh.
we're buying? Like
Ooh.
we were buying a house, right? I was talking to Zedri earlier, and I want to build a forge. I think it'd be really cool. if I had a forge on the bottom floor, and then it could heat the whole house, and then maybe I could have an apprentice. Oh my god, this would be great.
Do you okay? Do you have a bag you can put this in to hold this
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
bag
of holding?
to hold things. Yeah,
It
most bags
specific-
hold things.
I'll give the bottle to Alfred.
He'll put it in the bag of holding.
Alfred, how did you do that? That bottle's much bigger than that bag.
It's a lot bigger on the inside.
Wow.
I think you can put a lot. Watch. And I'll take out my glaive and I
No,
will,
no,
like,
no, no, don't, no. It's no.
Is it gonna break?
I mean, you're gonna rip the bag.
Oh, I didn't know the bag could rip. I thought it was magic.
Well, yeah, but that's a pointy stick you got there.
Well, I haven't been using this. We can put this in there, and I will take out from my inventory a potion of climbing, and just watch. Well, it won't shatter, right? And I'll throw it from not throw it, but I'll have it at a height, and I'll drop it in there.
How does that work? Because okay,
See?
usually you have to yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
You casters always surprise me.
Thanks. It's nice to be appreciated.
Do you maybe want to meet Zedrian?
You're gonna throw a rock at them?
No, we'll use our feet. Do you want to meet Cedrian Xylenus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they gonna throw a rock at somebody?
Oh, I hope not. I don't know
hope
if
not.
either of those boys can really throw far.
You can throw pretty far. That was impressive.
Watch, I think. Oh, hold on, Yofred. Yeah, Kiesel's gonna get up. Do you think we could flip each other?
We should try.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put my foot here, and I'm gonna do a backflip. Watch, I used to do this all the time.
Right here in the middle of this tavern?
Yeah, it'll be impressive. People will keep buying us drinks.
Here,
Acrobatics.
this is Denny's
You're still
parking
clean
lot.
on acrobatics, so
I'm the one guy.
Denny's. This is Waffle House energy for sure.
Oh!
Dude, I go up to Yofred doing that, and I do a full knees to my chest holding.
Yeah. That's so impressive.
perfect rotation, land it like a gymnast at the Olympics, just like perfect.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Me next. Alfred's gonna walk
Okay.
up to you for deer.
All right,
I don't even
next
I don't
check
have
with
acrobatics.
disadvantage.
I'll be here to catch you if it fucks up. Hold on.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
If he fucks up, can I try to at least catch him so he doesn't break his neck?
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you need help. This is better than yours.
Yeah.
Good
He actually adds a little bit of a twist
Twist,
in,
yeah.
in there and just lands it
Lance.
and immediately starts wavering after he lands, arms up, and then deck save.
I felt that one coming. And face
Yep.
first.
Yep. Catch one arm on something on the table as you knock a bottle tipped over, hits all the beer pong cups, and you've made it just an utter mess at the top of the bar.
Alfred will.
You're completely oblivious to this, Alfred, because you're down on the ground picking yourself back up.
Yeah, no, he's not worried about that. Alfred will stumble for a second after falling, and then like squints his eyes really hard, and then slap himself on the cheeks and just like stand up and go, "Ah!" and start screaming and just like shouting.
Now that was impressive.
Wow. He's so much lighter than me.
I think it was that extra bit of boost I was able to give him, you know?
Ah, damn, you should have given me a boost, but I might have hit the fucking roof.
Oh, you're a bit heavier than he is as well.
Yeah, but because of the armor, right? And
Yeah,
the muscles.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking.
If anyone's had a beard gut, it's me.
You outdoor
Selena says
folk.
Yeah. Zedri will hold out the bottle after having drink in it. I went ahead and did a test. I don't think it is poison, so happy life day. And he will hold the mouth of the bottle towards Salinas.
I'm alright. I'm gonna stay out here for a while.
Okay. Do you need company, or do you feel pretty safe?
I mean, if I would be happy for you to stay, but not need company.
Okay, that's an indecisive yes. And he'll go ahead and like set the bottle at the end of the log. And he'll just kind of like stare at the fire for a little bit, just kind of watching it. And he'll like lean back on the log and like use his hands for support, kind of. But he's just gonna keep his peripheral open to make sure that Salinas is a-okay.
Salinas is just chilling. At some point, the night in the evening, he'll probably pull out his his instrument again. And this one's just kind of very softly playing something a lot slower and peaceful. And kind of softly sings along to this. Notice, again, only second time ever, as he's singing, he paints his accent. It's sort of a soft, lilting, gentle song.
Salinas, as a member of a group and family that Aurora worshippers, common tradition, whether you subscribe to it or not, just telling you that this is a common tradition amongst Aurora worshippers when it comes to Life Day, is that you stay with the fire until the shadows go away. And that it's the revel goes all the way through the night until daylight breaks, and then that's when Life Day is officially done, is daylight the next day. Like I said, I'll leave it up to you whether your particular family would have subscribed to that or not. But you will notice that the crowd starts to dissipate, but there are a few that just seem to be... They're not going anywhere. They're settling in to spend the night there at the fire.
Salinas' family did do that. That was part of their traditions. And I don't think Salinas did it last year. He's posted up for the night for the fire.
That was almost a 2.
Oh no!
That is a 2.
Kiss is going down.
Damn, Alfred, some solid con saves tonight. My lord.
He woke
He's
back
been
up after
really
getting
good.
his face smashed into the wood.
A sobering experience, but not sober enough.
Not sober enough.
Alright, Zedri. Salinas kind of just settles in and looks like he's going to stay out there. Do you stay out there with him? Or do you go in and check on people inside?
He's gonna kind of like look over his back. Is there any sort of, I guess, because this would probably be around the time that Alfred and Kiesel did their little flips. Is there cheering from the people inside?
Let's cheering from Alfred.
There's still a little bit of cheering inside. You don't really know who at much. Well, you know what? Give me perception.
Okay.
Be all fair. Put it to a roll.
There's a
Oh,
crash
that
event
one was
at
there.
some
Oh,
point.
nice.
Let's not talk about that.
All right, dirty 20. Yeah, you do hear Alfred's voice at some point in time exclaim as something to the akin to 10.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that Alfred's probably counting the fingers that he has on his hands out loud for the rest of the bar. So I'm gonna go and check on them real quick, but I'll be right back.
Oh, take every time you need.
Oh fuck, that hurts.
Cedric will come in through the door, and he'll kind of split himself between kind of where Kisa was earlier, and just kind of track what's happening in the bar, making sure that they're all staying safe, seeing that the person who was supposed to be watching them is now partaking with them, and he'll go ahead and split that between the fire and the rest of the party.
All right, as the evening wears on, eventually, Alfred, Jofredir, Kiesel, you guys start to fall. Let's roll them again. We're just going to roll through the rest of these con saves until one of you falls and is out.
Let's go.
We'll see if Kiesel completely catches up.
Oh,
I think it's
that'll do
Alfred.
it.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Yep, Alfred's down. The nat one, that was enough. That finished off the last 2 levels. Alfred passes out with 2 levels of exhaustion.
I do a dex check or a dex save. I fall to the ground.
Oh
Concussion.
yeah, with the
Levels of
4,
exhaustion.
you're gonna need to be picked up. Jofredir, just barely you made that next save, so you are still capable of most
Functioning.
physical things. No proficiency, but you at least aren't at disadvantage yet. And Kiesel with a 9, yeah, that's a fail.
Do I need to make a
Which
dex
pulls
save?
you close to Jofredir. You're at level 5 now,
Holy crap! I caught up.
which is strength,
realize.
dex, and con. All your proficiencies are gone. And you're at intel and whiz disadvantage. And the slow -5 movement speed. But your friend's down.
I'll look at Jofredir.
Oh, bring him upstairs, I guess.
Okay.
And Zedric, you'd see this as well, staying at that midpoint.
Zedric will approach.
I can walk. I can walk.
Oh, you're out. You're out.
I'm
Between
unconscious.
the fall, you are outright unconscious.
I want to go to my beer pong setup, which I'm sure is all messed over, and we've been drinking with it and doing all that kind of stuff. I want to take the cup and be like, "You're coming with me." Gulp, and put it back in the ration kit.
Yofer's gonna do like the wide leg stance to try and keep his balance as he bends over to grab Alfred up.
Wait, should we carry him like a person or like a log? Like you grab his top side and I'll grab his legs. And we can like
We'll do that.
Do
Okay.
you both want assistance? I feel like I'm a little more coordinated right now than either of you are.
Cedric, with all due respect, what would? Yes, we need some help, please.
Perfect. It's all right because I have the strength of a bull, and he'll go ahead and approach.
I can't figure out which of my 4 hands to grab him with.
Why would you grab him with your forehead? That's stupid.
Every single time Zedric's like moving in to pick up Alfred and just like lowers him back down. What? Like turning back towards Jofredir and Kiesel, and then he'll resume trying to pick up Alfred.
If we, I put a fucking potion of climbing. Do you think we could give him that and then we could stick them on a wall.
I think you might have to be conscious for that. And Zedri's actually gonna put 2 fingers just like on his neck to just make sure that everything's okay. Nothing's like obstructed at all. Oh jeez. Okay.
Nice job. You're able to get him up, get the arm over the shoulder, and start moving him across the room.
Is he good? Is there anything in there obstructing? I just want to make sure
No.
that he doesn't. Okay.
There's a nice smile going across Alfred's face, despite the fact that he's unconscious and just kind of. It just gains just enough consciousness to like turn towards you and give that smile before back out.
Okay. Yeah. If it seems like it is too much of a difficulty for Alfred to manage, like, walking along, Zedri will just kind of, like, try to, like, pick him up a little bit more so that his feet are just hanging off the ground.
Yeah, you're mostly just carrying him at this point.
That's fine. That's fine.
With the 17, you're doing quite well with it, too, so. Alright, so you carry Alfred upstairs back to your guys' rooms that you were able to keep for an extra night through your bargaining with Honoria and keeping them comped. Do the rest of you retire other than Salinas staying out, or does anybody join Salinas outside?
Once Kiesel sees a bed, it's all clouds. That's it. That's it. It's over.
Yofredir would stay out in the bar area, but he'd probably sit down by the fire.
Okay.
Are there windows in the rooms for the inn?
Yeah. They're actually quite immaculate rooms. These are way above what you guys would probably choose to spend money on yourselves, because think high-end, not the size of a penthouse, but the high-end penthouse type apartment you would have at a casino in Vegas type deal.
Okay. Then
Very nice
Zedri would...
furnishings, individual restrooms, attendants that come and check on you and will come bring things, take care of anything you need, private baths, all that stuff. These are super fancy rooms.
Zedri will go ahead and post up in Alfred's room, and he'll go ahead and pull probably like just a chair over near the window, if he can get a view on the bonfire. I don't know what direction of the... Okay.
You
And
have
yeah,
a view back out the front.
cool. Can he see Salinas from the height?
I'd say so.
Okay. Then yeah, he just wants to keep an eye on Salinas. And his eyes will kind of like shift towards the flame and just be like, in fairness, I think that a lot of people are going to be waking up with splitting headaches. So I just ask that you go gentle on all of them. And then he'll just kind of like sit there with his like hand on his temple, kind of watching out the window to make sure Salinas is good, until he drifts off as well.
Okay. All right, Kiesel, you hit the hay once you found a bed.
Oh yeah, dude, Kiesel's.
All right, Salinas, anything as you sit out with the flames over the course of the night?
Just some constant thought about things needs to get done. Is that next things on his list? His to-do list.
Okay. Give me on check, I suppose.
Yes.
All right. 19.
That was a save. It would have been the same. The check would have been the same.
Okay. You persevere, make it through the entire night, staying awake. It's a couple moments where it gets a little bit dicey, but you make it through. Yofredir, sitting inside at the fire. Sorry, go ahead, Salinas.
I was just gonna say, as dawn starts to break, think Salinas would stand up, brush himself off, and start heading to the district. Start heading towards the temple.
Okay.
Yeah, Yorford will probably end up passing out right there in front of the fire. He'll still have the ball in one hand and a letter in the other.
All right. Y'all pass the evening. One of you awake, the rest of you eventually falling asleep. A few of you take a while before you're up and at 'em in the morning. But Selena's heading off on his own. Zedri, you wake up in your seat next to the window, see the fire is out. It's about mid-morning by the time you wake up. And the fire's out, no sign of Selena's down below. Alfred laying on the bed, one arm draped over the side,
Alfred's
a
off the bed.
drool.
Alfred's completely off the bed. Somehow you didn't hear during the night there was a thump.
He's missing half his clothes. Kind of an odd collection of what he's missing too. It's like there's one shoe off. There's the coat portion is off. His tools are surprisingly still there. Still has his belt on. He's holding the bag of holding. Alfred, give me one more con save.
He was using the bag of holding as a pillow most of the night.
Okay, all right. With a 15, I'll let it be. It was a pillow and not as something else to catch things. So don't have to worry about fishing around for things. So anyway, Alfred is no sign that he's waking up anytime soon. He is completely passed out. What do you do? Is that true?
Is Alfred? So you went through some of the pieces. Is Alfred wearing his shirt?
Yeah, he's got his shirt, just not any of the coat portions, anything to try and keep warm. He's just down to his undershirt.
Okay. Yeah, Zedri will go ahead and walk over, kind of shift all of the stuff over, some with his foot, some like reaching down and setting it aside. If there's like a nightstand or anything, he'll go ahead and pick up Alfred, kind of lay him in the bed. And then his mind starts to think a little bit about the occurrence that happened to Alfred prior. And as he's kind of just making sure that like stuff is like unwrinkled and stuff, he's going to put his hand on Alfred's chest and just kind of like close his eyes for a little bit. And he's not taking off Alfred's shirt because that's weird. But as he's moving his hand around, there doesn't feel to be any like protrusions, right? It's just like smooth. Okay.
Now, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Feels just like everything seems equal from one side to the next. Doesn't seem like there's anything out of the ordinary other than what you know should, you know something is off. You just don't feel it.
Yeah. So since he can't physically feel it, he'll close his eyes for just a moment. But then he'll go ahead and just let go, make sure to help clean up everything. He'll fold the blankets rather than putting them like all over Alfred. He'll kind of like leave it like half tucked and even like go as far as to put Alfred's like elbows above it, so that it's not kind of keeping him held down, but just a light pressure. And then he feels good about everything. He's going to go ahead and start his morning ritual. He'll go up to his room, grab his stuff real quick, but then he'll come back just to make sure that he stays by Alfred's bed. Morning prayers to Infernus with a candle. He'll go ahead and use like a small glass of water, and do his prayers to Briora as well.
All right, I gave everybody a long rest. Technically, Salinas doesn't have a long rest because he stayed up all night. So Salinas technically has one level of exhaustion instead.
No!
Yeah, I was going to ask if I had a lot of like level of exhaustion. Yeah.
Which Pentagon's still saying you're unconscious and prone from the battle, so we'll upgrade you from unconscious and prone to 1 level of exhaustion. And Alfred will have 1 level of exhaustion when he wakes up because he took 2 levels during the course of his drinking. But you guys all pass the night, and Salinas heads off. Zedri takes care of Alfred, checking on him a little bit, but you guys get a good night's rest. And I suppose I make it to about noon before most of you wake. At which point in time, Salinas, you've already been able to take in a few visits to a couple different places. Quite tired, quite exhausted. A little too on point there, but as you make your way through town, and all right, remind me. Sorry, a lot of stuff to follow along with. Where'd you head?
I'm heading to the Temple of Aurora.
Okay, that's
Light
what I figured.
District.
As you get to the temple, a little bit blurry-eyed at this point because of the level of exhaustion and then passing the night, staying awake the whole time. That give me a dex save with disadvantage.
Oh, goodness. What did I do?
Solid.
Hey, 216s!
Nice.
Nice.
16.
Nice.
You just at the last second, as you're going and passing going across one of the main thoroughfares right in front of the Temple of Aurora. So you're on the outer edge. You went all the way across the Shadow District, all the way across the Aurora District on the other side. Did you pass through the center temple, or did you take the roads the whole way?
No, I don't think he would have gone through the center temple.
All right, be respectful. All good. So yeah, it took you a good long while to get over there, but probably about 8 o'clock, 8:30, you've made it over, and you're going and kind of doing your best to keep yourself awake, focused on your task at hand, and just at the last second, you catch yourself just before you get sideswiped by a carriage coming down the main thoroughfare. Quickly, this individual jumps off the carriage, comes running over. Oh, are you all right?
Yes, I am fine. Don't worry. You all right?
Oh yeah. I'm fine. You just think it almost hit you. I mean, just thought you'd stop, and you kept on coming, and you got like right there in front of things, and I mean, just as long as you're all right. I mean, I don't want to get. Do you need to get checked out? Can I take you anywhere? I mean, they got healers inside if you're injured. You look a little bit rough shape.
I'm just a little tired from last night. I'm heading to the temple.
Oh, okay. He goes just like checking his pockets. He goes, it's like, I mean, I don't have much, but here it gives you 4 coppers. It's like, I mean, your troubles, kind of keep this between us. And he's like looking over his shoulder and stuff back at the wagon, the carriage.
I just give a once over at this wagon. Is there anything that stands out?
It's a very, very fancy, high-end wagon. Doesn't show any signs, like there's no like emblems on it or anything like that to tell you like who would be the owner of it. It's very nondescript from that end of things, but definitely a very posh setup. The little bit you can see inside of the wagon, velvet covered seats inside, open air. You can't see who's in it. But you do notice that the door opens on the other side, and a satyr woman steps out on the far side, and Kieran, where'd you go?
Seems like duty is calling. A good day, my friend.
Oh yeah. Sorry about again. Mum's word. Wish I could do more. And quickly, like hurries off. Dwarven male hurries around the wagon and heads over to the satyr female, and then offers her a hand to help her out as she starts heading the same direction you are, heading into the Temple of Aurora.
Okay. Do I recognize this woman?
Nope.
I don't know if I've seen a satyr outside of my family before.
Not overly common, so pretty good chance you haven't.
Give a just like take it, not gonna approach, but just taking the features and just kind of trying to memorize the face really quick.
Okay. She is dressed in very, very regal attire. Probably the noticeable part, give me a history check, which of course it's going to automatically give you, well, maybe it'll give you disadvantage, but maybe you might have to force the disadvantage on the check.
I'll just hit the disadvantage anyway. It won't
Yeah,
give me
let's
double
just do that.
disadvantage. Oh no!
Yeah,
Not the
it
20!
will-
Not
With a
the
10,
20!
we'll call it still a success with a 10. Tellurian colors, which also strikes you as a little bit odd. Not much. So I still have the nice drunken talk going in the background. Yeah, satyrs, Telluria, the two, not a very common affiliation there. So a satyr wearing Tellurian colors is odd, strange. As she
Be able to narrow it down pretty easily.
narrow down.
It was more of a, if I went looking for it,
Oh, yeah,
it would
yeah,
be hard
sure.
to. With that
She would
overlap.
definitely be recognizable. I would say you get a pretty good. Well, we'll see where your history checks are in the future as to how much you recall from it, but fairly should be pretty easy to recall the features as well as the attire and be able to know who this person is or know that you've met them once before, seen them once before. As they head off with Kieran, the dwarf, who just like keeps on looking over his shoulder, make sure that you aren't like getting too close and going to say something to get him in trouble. As they head off into the temple, and you head the same direction, and I'd say that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Nice.
Sorry, one last question. Just from the sense of the quality of stuff that she was wearing, would I sense more like wealthy, noble class kind of vibes?
Nobility to some degree. You would also probably have a pretty good vibe of saying this person's somehow government affiliation.
That's good.